A train bound for Boston.
Is that Noah Khan? Gig recently, he had to make a post online because of an incident there, reminding his concert-going fans to use the toilet if they need it so badly. It has come to light that some avid music fans, eager not to lose their spot in the front when attending a concert, have been utilizing adult diapers rather than using the restroom. We heard this story, right? Well, guess what? Oh, God, I can't even look at that. That made me gag. Recently in Philadelphia, a fan went number 2 on the floor in front of the stage.
Oh, no.
A video of the aftermath shared on TikTok, Tyler showing it to you, so as Scott, Ryan is not going to look. Caused it to go viral. Khan, horrified, I would imagine, after learning of the incident, made a humorous post on X in an effort to warn his fans ahead of future gigs. If you have to poop, he said, at a show, please, dear God, just go to the bathroom. LMAO.
And you can see on screen, it didn't look like it was an emergency either. It looked like a
planned event.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
By the way, on our train back to Boston, it was Noah Khan song. I
was it?
Nailed it. How about that? Lucky.
Still
a lefty does a better version.
I don't. I'll tell you what. If you're just willing to drop your britches, now they've got a seat right there.
Well,
like
see,
they
that's
got a
the
chair.
thing. They didn't drop their britches.
They just went and
went
it came
in
out.
the britches,
and it came out,
and then
down the leg,
and then they shook their leg out, and eyewitnesses reported seeing them pull it out.
Oh, God. That made me gag. I swear that made me gag. I can't deal with stuff like that. That and vomit.
Dap me up before you leave, man.
Next round shirt. Hoodies and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, live show now on a Tuesday. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most interesting pre-show morning ever, where would you put the pre-show morning so far? Let's start in the back with Scott Forrester. Scott, pre-show, 1 to 10, 10 being the most interesting pre-show up here so far.
Well, with interesting, the first thing that comes to mind is like failures of some sort.
Failures?
You know,
like power outage or something.
Power outages, or
the elevator catching fire.
Fires.
That
sort of thing.
Yep. Okay, so
I'm gonna
tens.
I'll put this one at like a 6, 7.
I was thinking the same thing.
Don't do it.
I did it.
Nobody do it.
I was at a strong 7. Brooks, I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. Where are you on how this pre-show morning has gone? We went a very long way from yesterday's show of Don't Talk to Jim 8 to 9. We did a lot of talking to Jim.
Yep.
Well, it was related to the show, though.
It was Jim doing the talking.
Yeah, Jim started this.
It was Jim doing the talking, yes. Interesting morning for you, Brooks. Still going on?
No, it's a fun, creative brainstorming session, I'll call it.
Yeah. Tyler, have you enjoyed the morning?
Yeah, it's been an interesting morning. Found out that even if you talk to me before the show, I should not respond.
You cannot talk back to me. Okay. You see the screen between Brooks and Forrester back there. I dreamed up last night the big Sports Center wall where you can walk up and move logos around and do things like that.
Do we have that wall here in studio?
We do not have that wall in studio.
Right. But if we did, we would use it.
Yeah, but I presented it. Let's do this segment coming up with a touch screen. So we have rigged it up. We're going to try to do a touch screen pseudo segment coming up at 10 o'clock. So hour 2, join us for a special college football hour as we build out the SEC season graphically.
Yeah. Now, if you're audio only, you'll get to participate as well. We're going to say what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're just going to basically. Dunaway likes to tell Brooks, hey, here's a good idea for a graphic. I do the same. I think Lance does the same. We all do that. I don't know if it happens in the back room.
Yeah, mine are the good ones, though.
Yeah, Jim's are the ones that are successful.
I will say yesterday's was kind of a collaborative idea. I mean, like Jim brought up the I don't know
the apparel deals.
Then Ryan started brainstorming or trying to ping off which schools Adidas had, and then so I was like, that'd be a good idea, and it's done pretty well. So.
Yeah, I noticed that this morning. It performed well. I saw it on Instagram. Looked like you had a good Instagram day on that one.
The biggest note everyone had was Boston College's New Balance.
Yeah, who knew?
Yep.
Who knew?
Who
New
knew
Balance,
that?
a Boston business, so obviously they're supporting local. It was a good-looking graphic. I told Brooks the thing I liked most about it was the logos next to the logos.
That's right. Logo on logo.
Logo on logo crime right there. Look good.
And my friend who works with Adidas likes their brands right now, continuing to grow. I mean, those are pretty good Adidas brands. By the way, great story about, it's not Lionel Messi.
You got it.
He was an original Nike guy.
Right.
And he was 16 years old. Nike signed him with a offer sheet for $10,000.
Okay.
And that was okay for a year, but he was still playing on the U20 team. And Mr. Messi, Lionel's dad, went back to Nike and said, hey, can we get a few Nike tracksuits for the family to wear to games? And Nike said no.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Now, he is not, Messi yet.
Yeah.
But that really made Mr. Messi mad. And so he reached out to Adidas, who signed them to he was making $10,000 a year.
Right.
Adidas knew what he was growing into.
Right. They had seen the potential.
They not only gave them tracksuits, they offered them a $750,000 contract instead of a $10,000 contract.
So they said, we're in.
And they said, we're in. Well, Nike said, hey, you got a contract with us. And the court said, no, that's a binding agreement. Adidas has the contract.
Yeah. You know what I don't have from you? It's tracksuits. Yeah. That's why I got this Adidas contract.
Billions of dollars mistake there by the Nike Nike rep on that one.
And that was the second time, actually, that the Messi family has been kind of screwed over by the club that Messi had been playing for and different sponsors and whatnot. Yep. When Messi played at a youth club, he needed money for growth hormone treatments because he has a growth hormone deficiency. That's why he's 5'7" and real small. One club offered, we'll pay the whole thing. They took the offer back after he started going through treatment. So it stuck the family with the bill. So obviously Messi is like, I'm done with this club. Goes to another club that offered to pay for the full thing, reimburse the family, and give Messi a better contract.
Yep. It can get messy with the Messi family.
Oh, wow. So anyway, all that to be said, Jim had a graphic idea, and Brooks said, Jim, why don't we just build the graphic on the show?
Yeah.
Rather than everybody just tell me, let's just build one on the show. So today on the show, you and I are building a graphic for Brooks.
Yeah.
Is that the way that's going live on the show?
Never done a live graphic.
We'll do it live.
And we're going to build out the college football season for Southeastern Conference fans. That's in the second hour. Join us then and find out what we're talking about.
And in the first hour.
And in the first hour?
I said, you said join us then. I said, join us in the first hour.
Yeah, join us
You're
anytime.
already here in the first hour.
Oh, okay.
This is the first hour.
I mean, on replay. Let's not make this too confusing in the first 6 minutes. I mean, we've gone 6 different ways. I mean, you're with us if you're listening on podcast style on Spotify or wherever else. You've already clicked on the first hour to get this. Second hour is a separate thing coming up a little bit later on. Third hour, Dan Wetzel is on the show. We've got some college football to get to. Before we do that, though, before we hit the spotlight, Tyler, I do want to tell you that, as expected, the Lions cut Terrion Arnold loose yesterday as he's facing kidnapped and armed robbery charges. 24 games, 22 starts in his Lions career after being drafted in the Detroit draft in front of those great fans, that great moment from the draft. It has gone very quickly. Terrion did get bond yesterday, a $1 million bond, helped out by letters from people like Nick Saban. backing Terrion Arnold up on what Terrion was in Nick Saban's life. Saban did point out, I don't know the details of the charges or anything about that, but I will tell you to take into consideration what I know about Terrion Arnold in his time with us. And that's the kind of thing you get when you're trying to get some character people, character witnesses when you're trying to make bond, and that's what happened with the Saban stepping up for Terrion Arnold.
And they've done the same for Henry Ruggs, and obviously Henry Ruggs was convicted and is doing jail time for a horrific offense that costs lives. And we don't know about Terrion Arnold, but what I would say about this is I'm sure Nick Saban will catch grief for this. Like, oh, yeah, he's writing a letter for a guy that supposedly did all these things. I would say I do respect the fact that the Saban family still, like, they don't just wash their hands of a guy that's no longer in the program and gets arrested. Like, even Henry Ruggs, again, it was a horrific offense for Henry Ruggs, and it changed people's lives forever because of his terrible, stupid decisions that should have been punished. He's getting the punishment that he earned, but the Saban family didn't just turn their back on him and say, all right, we're done with this guy. He's not in the NFL anymore. And it appears they're doing the same with Terrion Arnold.
Yeah. In fact, Terrion actually was told us that story on the air that I thought did very well about how Terry Saban gave Terrion a book to read. And he went back and said, Miss Terry, why are the first 27 pages missing? Well, I can only send a few pages at a time to Henry in jail, and I've sent those pages to him already via mail.
I respect. I mean, those are easy people just to cut out of your life.
That's right.
And pretend they never played for you and they never went to the school that you still
try
represent.
To sweep it under the rug.
Try to sweep it right under the rug, and they don't do that, and they'll get criticism for that, and I'm fine. I'm sure they're fine with that, but I appreciate the fact that they don't just wash their hands of the difficult situations like that, because this is a difficult situation. Like Terrion Arnold, we talked about it last week. The day he got arrested, I asked you guys, would you be surprised if the Lions cut him today? I mean, I think the Lions probably stuck with him longer than most people would think.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised. I don't know about you. I'll be surprised if he ever plays in the NFL again.
I would be surprised about that too. First, legally, is he going to jail? Not going to jail? Will he plead down to a lesser charge? What happens with that? Or will he be exonerated? And then would somebody take a chance on him to come back to the NFL after all of this? But Terrion Arnold is out on bond, and hopefully things will end up going his way in the legal system. But right now he has no NFL team. And other than the money he's already accumulated, there'll be no more money coming his direction.
And aside from the very serious allegations here and the legal proceedings he'll have to face for that, he was already underperforming in the league. That's why I'm saying I'll be surprised, and I think you agree based on this, if he'll be with an NFL franchise again. It's not just the problems he has off the field. He was already a little bit of a disappointment on the field for the Detroit Lions. So I don't see teams scrambling to get in line to sign Terrion Arnold, even if he's exonerated of all of this, which I hope is the case. So his future is not as promising as it once was, and that's one of the many unfortunate byproducts of all of this.
So that's Terrion Arnold's situation. We've got a ton of college football to get to, not only building out our season in hour two. We want to get to some here in our opening segment. We will talk about the World Cup coming up in segment number 2 here, in what was an amazing day yesterday. But before we get into our college football, let's hit the spotlight, Tyler, if you can.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. When you find yourself in need of any legal help, any legal issue you face, you start with our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Again, I say this often. Alexander Shunnarah was a pioneer in the personal injury space, and when you see his billboards, when you hear this commercial, you probably think, oh, personal injury attorney. It goes well beyond that with Alexander Shunnarah. Bad drug and device cases, fire and storm damage, employment, workers' compensation. The list goes on and on and on with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. That's why we say anything you face, Alexander Shunnarah is the guy you reach out to. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com.
The fine folks at On3 Sports are doing a thing called a 2026 quarterback impact study. For instance, today they've dropped Sam Levitt of LSU. But I want to go back to the one they dropped yesterday, which is Auburn's Byrum Brown. Clark Brooks has done the impact study on Auburn's Byrum Brown. And I want you to remind me what Luganbill said on our show about Byrum Brown and what he knows of Byrum Brown from covering his games at South Florida.
I think I can almost do a Luganbill imitation there. Look, he's going to get the job done for Auburn. He's performed for 2 years, but it ain't pretty. I think it's exactly the way Luganbill said it. It ain't pretty, Auburn fans. In other words, what Luganbill was saying is, ultimately with Byrum Brown, the job has gotten done, but it has not always been the best-looking performance to get the job done. If you're caught up in mechanics and beauty, this may not be the quarterback for you.
So here is the impact study from the guys at On3 Sports. Big, burly, bounding quarterback with a plus arm talent, but stupendously erratic throwing motion and mechanics. Arguably the strongest arm in college football, as well as the most wayward.
Well, I mean,
one more.
Okay.
Brown has a live arm with real potential to be a dynamic passer, but with discussing his mechanics, best bring a broom because they're a mess. Now, you would say, okay, new coaching staff can maybe correct some of the mechanics. But apparently, you know, he's been with Alec Golish and these coaches a while.
Yeah.
And at some point, you've just decided it's like a golf swing. Your golf swing is your golf swing at some point. You can go to take lessons and stuff, but at some point, you're best performing with your wacky golf swing better than me trying to fix it. So Alec Golish has looked at Byrum Brown, and over a couple of seasons here, they've decided not to do anything else with his mechanics. It is what it is.
Yeah, and you know, I was going to say, Alex Golish, do you say, wow, that worries me as an Auburn fan because a guy can play with this bad of mechanics? Or do you say, this was a coach that was smart enough to look at it and say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? I mean, time will tell on that one. He has gone all in. I mean, this guy's been in college football 4 years now, and he's played with Alex Golish a lot. Here's what I would say. Last year he completed 66% of his passes. 66. Now, let me break that down a little further for you.
They do point out in the story that the veer and shoot operations in the offense that he plays, the hypo,
the wide choice offense is what it gets called. Yeah,
hides a lot of his inconsistencies.
Okay, well then
that's just good coaching.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's it matter then if the offense can make up for the inconsistencies? Then if you're going to keep that offense,
For instance, Joe Montana, back in the day, really good on the West Coast offense, would have not succeeded in Dan Marino's style of offense at Miami.
Probably not.
Montana couldn't throw the ball like Marino could.
Nope.
So you had the West Coast short pass offense that you had for Joe Montana.
Okay, so let's just look at last year, his most recent season where he played 12 games, threw for more than 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 picks. 66% completion percentage. But I can break it down further for you, Jim, and let's do that. Home versus road, actually better away from home. Slightly, only slightly, but still better away from home.
That helps you in the SEC.
66.5%, just a 0.5% better, but still, home to road, very balanced. What about in wins and losses? 68% in wins, 62% in losses. A little worse in losses. What about in conference, out of conference? 68% in conference, 62.9% out of conference. Against ranked, 67%. Against unranked, 65%. Slightly better against ranked. Now, he only played 3 games against ranked last year. He's going to play a lot more than that in the SEC. I get it. He didn't just stack numbers against FCS. He only played one FCS team. He was 14 of 20, 70%. The vast majority of his attempts, 321 of them out of 341, came against FBS. So it's not like he stacked it just against crap teams. So, his numbers don't really change a whole lot based on level of competition, home or road. He kind of is who he is. He was pretty consistent at home, away, against ranked, against unranked.
Again, from On3 Sports, breaking down his film, he tends to keep his weight on his back foot and predominantly fires from a wide base. This can cause passes to sell at all levels and make it a struggle to control downfield offerings. So not only does he have a problem with the deep ball, also has a problem with the mid-range and the short balls because of his mechanics. But again, Alex Golesh knew exactly what he was bringing to Auburn with him and has been successful, as those numbers point out, with Byrum Brown.
I will say real quick, those completion percentage numbers I just gave you are the best of his career, and I don't think that would be a surprise. I mean, you're generally going to get better as you go. So those are the best numbers he's had in his career.
So the question would become, Byrum Brown's performance this year better than Auburn's quarterbacks last year? I would say
you better hope.
Probably so.
Yeah, you better hope.
Even if some passes are sailing, I'm going to say better. Starting with the better offense, there's just the scheme. I believe the Golesh scheme is going to fit this offense better than the Hugh Freeze scheme was fitting it. Fair?
Yeah. I mean, what was the Hugh Freeze scheme?
That's what I'm saying. Did you love Hugh Freeze's offense?
No, I mean,
I didn't either.
And the more the people that know the game looked into it, the more they said things like, they don't have a route tree. There's limited options for the quarterback to throw to. The blocking in the run game is a mess. I mean, just all these things, they just got stacked on one on top of another. And just to your point there, Jackson Arnold, Ashton Daniels, Deuce Knight combined for a 61% completion percentage, 2,300 yards, so 800 yards less, and only 11 passing touchdowns. That's a remarkable number in today's college football, that Auburn's quarterbacks combined for 11 passing touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Like, how did they win any games, really, when your quarterbacks are only throwing? I mean,
and you go back to Peyton Thorne, the non-connectivity on the sidelines between him and Hugh Freeze, it almost looked like that carried over again last year. Jackson Arnold is now at UNLV, and he is with Dan Mullen as a head coach, who's a great offensive mind, and Corey Dennis is the offensive coordinator who tried to recruit Jackson to Ohio State. He's now Dan Mullen's OC at UNLV. And Arnold says in a story recently that he is happy to be around offensive-minded people that understand his skill set, which, again, when you compliment people at a new place, it sounds like you're taking a shot at your old place.
100%.
To be around offensive-minded people who understand my skill set makes it sound like the person I was playing for last year did not understand my skill set and did not have a good scheme in place for me.
But, and this was always my concern with Jackson Arnold, and I voiced it and got crushed a little bit early, but the more it went, the more I got lucky on this one and happened to be right. Jackson Arnold was no different at Auburn than he was at Oklahoma. This could be a Jackson Arnold problem. Now,
that's my question here.
Yeah.
Will this year at UNLV be a vindication for Hugh Freeze and that offense last year with Jackson Arnold, or will it be an indictment on Hugh Freeze? Only time will tell.
Yeah.
But will it be, if Jackson Arnold is successful at UNLV, you'll say, well, the opponents are different, Jim. Well, also the people that are playing around him are different too. So you're going to have less talented people at receiver and offensive line and running back playing against people that aren't as talented as SEC defenses as well, but you're playing not with Cam Coleman at wide receiver either.
Yeah, hang on. There's so much in this that I want to hit on, because let me just quickly I want to look at one thing with Jackson Arnold, because you just made an excellent point. It's going to take me 2 seconds to pull it up here, but I got you. I got you.
I can go ahead and tell people that Lance's Lock,
please,
is brought to you every day by our friends at Hemphill. Lance'sLock.com. Lance isn't here this week. He's on vacation. He'll be back with you next week. But Lance'sLock.com, presented by Hemphill. Whether you're experiencing plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or your business, they're ready to serve you. There's the phone number for you, 205-229-2090. 229-2090, or just look Hemphill up online, and you'll find out why Birmingham has trusted this company since the 1950s. Midway through the 1900s, Hemphill became a thing in Birmingham, and people have trusted them now for almost 75 years, right? So Hemphill is that kind of company. And plumbing, heating, and cooling issues, they'll take care of you, not only at home, residential, but big businesses as well. It's our friends at Hemphill.
Passing at Oklahoma, the 1 year he played there, for 10 games, by the way. He played Oklahoma for 10 games in the 2024 season. He had spot duty before that, but 2024 at Oklahoma, 62% completion percentage, 1,421 yards, 12 touchdowns, 3 picks. Running the football, almost 3 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. Compare that to Auburn. Completion percentage, 63%, just about the same. Yards, 1,300, just about the same. Touchdowns, half of those, 6 and 2 interceptions. Did rush for more touchdowns at about the same rush yardage. His numbers at Oklahoma, though, in 10 games in 2024, his numbers at Auburn in 10 games in 2024 were the same. Now, let me just say this. I probably have been as hard and critical on Jackson Arnold as any player that's ever played in this state. And it's not because I dislike him. It's just because I saw what I saw, and I just didn't think he'd be any better at Auburn than he was at Oklahoma. With all of that said, I actually think he's going to flourish at UNLV. I think Dan Mullen will unlock him. I do think what he says about Dan Mullen is right. I think, or what Dan Mullen says about him is right, or what he says about Dan Mullen is right. I think he's in a better offensive situation right now. And I think Dan Mullen will unlock Jackson Arnold, and it probably will indict Hugh Freeze more. I don't know that you could indict him any more among Auburn fans than he already is, but I do think it will make Hugh Freeze look bad and make Dan Mullen look like a quarterback whisperer. But I don't know the numbers. If you say, well, tell me the numbers Jackson Arnold will have, I do not know, but I think they'll be better than anything he's ever done, probably by a significant margin. I will say this number just jumped out at me just now because I looked it up. Auburn's quarterbacks combined for 11 passing touchdowns last year. Blake Horvath, the Navy quarterback, had 12.
Passing touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, just process that for one moment. Horvath was a really good quarterback in that system, but they don't throw a lot. I think he had 140 attempts all year. He had more passing touchdowns himself than Auburn's quarterbacks combined for in the SEC last year. That's in all games. All games they played. They had 11 touchdowns. He had 12. That's an astounding statistic for a coach that was thought to be a pretty good offensive mind in Hugh Freeze.
So keep an eye on Jackson Arnold at UNLV this year. And then I guess don't stress too much about Byrum Brown's mechanics, though Clark Brooks at On3 Sports seems to tell you to bring a broom if you're going to talk mechanics because it gets messy. But Alex Golish knows exactly what he has packed up and brought with him from Tampa to Auburn, and he feels pretty good about that situation. We'll talk about what we expect from Auburn coming up in hour number 2 of the show when we build out the 2026 SEC season. With 16 different categories. We'll place a team in each category. That's coming up in hour number 2 of the show. One more thing to get to in our opening segment today, being brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota. The drive towards a new college football season can be smoother and better with our friends at hoovertoyota.com.
Yeah, they have been perfecting the art of customer service for more than 20 years now. And if you shop at Hoover Toyota, you'll see why. They've got the red carpet program as well that helps you on down the road. Their service department, second to none. When you buy at Hoover Toyota, from the moment you walk on the lot to the moment you're ready to trade that Toyota in for a new Toyota, they are with you every step of the way. You're going to find great deals right now on all the lines at Hoover Toyota. You can see those at hoovertoyota.com. Everything from the Tacoma and the RAV4, where you can get in those for under $300 a month. The Tundra and that always dependable Camry, it has been there forever. You can find those at Hoover Toyota. See their extensive inventory, and it is a large inventory, and their great pricing. In person, John Hawkins Parkway, Highway 150 near the Met and the Galleria, or online, hoovertoyota.com.
So we find out yesterday that Paramount Plus and a docuseries team had been filming since January at Texas Tech. Paramount Plus greenlights Texas Tech Red Raiders football docuseries shot by Skydance Sports. Cameras all over the place. Josh Pate, who had visited Lubbock, and others said the cameras were all around when they were there on campus. It is being billed like this will tackle the Brendan Sorsby drama behind the scenes. Do you feel like that will be part of the backdrop here? Because I would assume when Texas Tech signs on for this, I don't want to say propaganda, but you're expecting it to be a 4-part series about the growth of Texas Tech bursting onto the scenes. I don't know who funded it, hint Cody Campbell maybe, but do you expect it to actually tackle the Brendan Sorsby situation that we'll get behind the scenes stuff.
I don't know how it can't. I don't know the level of access.
It'll be very disappointing if it doesn't.
Oh yeah. Do you know? I don't know how broad the details are, but do you know? Was it supposed to be a full season deal, or was it just showing kind of a behind the scenes this time of year?
It was supposed to be this time of year.
This time of year, so
building,
they weren't going to go
towards the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I don't know what else you show if you don't show this. And I assume, obviously, the cameras have been around. I don't know what kind of editorial control Texas Tech has.
That's the key.
Yeah, if Cody Campbell's funding this whole thing, Cody Campbell's probably your final cut.
I don't know if he's funding.
I know, but I'm just saying, if he is, he's your final cut on this.
Like I pictured, Alabama back in Nick Saban's heyday, they had that one season where cameras had great access, miking Saban up at practices. Some of the great Saban practice video comes from that film crew that was following Alabama around that year. But I always felt like Saban and the Alabama staff had a final say on what got out.
Yeah. I would think, because you only do that for recruiting purposes. So if you're going to do that, you're going to control it to the point that it helps recruiting. And I would imagine this is the same with Texas Tech. They would not have done this if they didn't think they were going to be very good. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You don't do this if you then, after this whole thing, throw out a 6 and 7. You do this because you think you're going to be good. So that's number one. The only reason they said yes to this, they greenlit this, is they think they're going to be good. Number two is you don't do this if you don't think it's going to be good for recruiting. So you're going to maintain some sort of control because you don't want bad stuff out. Now, Paramount Plus is probably like, boy, I hope they don't cut everything, because this is a dud if it doesn't show all the behind the scenes discussions going on with Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I'm going to watch it either way, but if I'm going to watch it, I do want to see Joey McGuire's reaction when the court gave them the decision that he could play. Then Joey McGuire's reaction when the court did what they did for the Big 12. Yeah, I want to see all that.
That's right. That's right. Even that awkward 5-person 21-minute video. I want to see the discussion. Should we do this video? Let's do this. And it's going to come off wrong. No, I think it'll help us. But,
don't worry, Tony. We'll edit that part out.
I want to see what was going on.
I'm with you.
Behind the scenes with Texas Tech. We'll get that before the season starts. It says at Paramount Plus. It'll drop a 4-part series before we get to college football, which kicks off in 60 days. Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 60 days away. Your game day tradition. Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food. The signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. Your countdown to kickoff is at 60 days. All right, a little computer problems there, so we'll restart that and come back from commercial break a little earlier here. Hour number one halfway through as we get ready for another college football season. The World Cup, though, absolutely amazing yesterday. Just tremendous action. You had Paraguay upsetting Germany in a crazy upset. I think somebody on the show yesterday said Germany was overrated. Was that me, Tyler? Was that me that said Germany was overrated?
I believe you did.
Yeah. And Paraguay 1-1 through 120 minutes. They go to penalty kicks, and you end up getting the win there. So huge win for Paraguay over Germany. And the celebration, this is why we love the World Cup. Just a round of 32 upset win. This is Paraguay back in the homeland, the celebration. In fact, it's a national holiday today at Paraguay. As they go to the streets, they flood the streets to celebrate the upset win over Germany, who was a 4-time World Cup champion. So they beat a blue blood in the World Cup. And I would argue and say it's Paraguay's biggest World Cup win ever.
I can't think of anything that would be bigger than that. Yeah, that is a massive win for them. They it looked like they were playing an extra man back the entire game to fend off some of Germany's strikers. And
that's right. Once they got that goal, they were playing for the 1-1 draw. Let's get it to penalties.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it can come back to bite you, but it worked out well for Paraguay yesterday.
But the other games yesterday, you had Brazil and Japan tied up into the stoppage time, the 95th minute, right before they go to the extra time. They put one in and just taking the soul out of the Japanese team. And the Brazilians, some of the best TV you'll ever see, a couple of the Brazilian players trying to console the Japanese players. That's blue blood Brazil that almost got to extra time and then almost to penalty kicks with Japan on basically the first full day of knockout. That was an amazing game.
Oh, yeah. I thought that one was honestly going to go to penalties. It was a tense game because Brazil was just firing off missiles, and the Japanese goalkeeper was having the game of his life. He was stopping stuff that he just should not have been able to stop.
And then there was the prime time game that was billed up to be a great one, and it was the Netherlands and Morocco. I thought the Netherlands had this one, and then a late goal by Morocco equalized it. Then they went to the extra time, and after 120-plus minutes, they go to penalties, and Morocco upsets the Netherlands. So you had two upsets, Morocco over the Netherlands, not as major as Paraguay over Germany, but still the Netherlands, who oftentimes disappoint, get upset by Morocco in another penalty kick situation.
Yeah, it's yet another World Cup where Netherlands comes up short. You would typically expect them to at least hit round of 16 or quarterfinals every time, just because they are one of those solid blue blood countries. But it is not the Netherlands I grew up with.
Are they more disappointing than England?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
England's got
England more is
pound
expected
for pound,
out of them.
I
right?
would say pound for pound, England's got the best roster in the tournament.
Yeah, Netherlands always seems fun. Last night, and I know very little about the game, but I thought this, and then the announcers were saying it out loud, like they're not playing their style. Like they were playing kind of a slow, methodical keep away, almost like they were toying with Morocco, as the announcers were saying. And I was like, man, they are known for their fast pace and up and down the field. That's why they're fun to watch.
So that was the upsets yesterday, and 2 penalty kicks and a 95th minute goal, so down to the wire. And then the Canadian game on Sunday was entertaining. I feel like we could be set up for 3 duds today, but why one of them should remind you of an SEC situation after Brownie tells us about our friends at Crane U today. Brownie, the folks at Crane U can help you change your career.
They absolutely can. If you are looking to change that career, craneu.com is where to go. Certification, you have to keep certification with the crane operators. They can do that for you, even on site. But if you are just looking to learn how to operate the crane, starting a new career, they can do that for you as well with our friends at Crane U. How hard is it to learn? Well, the video, if you're watching us on video, that's of your boy Lance over there and our company president, Bo, running a crane themselves. Let me let you in on something. Those two are not crane operators, right? That's what they do at Crane U. They train you from start to finish. They help you keep certified so that you can make a living and a very lucrative business of operating a crane. Craneu.com, craneu.com for more information.
Okay, so listen, the SEC is unique. The Southeastern Conference, when it comes to football, the fandom is unlike anything in the world except maybe the World Cup. Some of you may not know this. A lot of you do, but some may not. When a team is playing Alabama in Tuscaloosa, they oftentimes stay here in Birmingham. because if you stay in Tuscaloosa, you're going to be in a smaller town with a lot of Alabama fans already in town for the game.
And many times you fly into Birmingham if you're flying in and fly out of Tuscaloosa. So sometimes they do that.
But you stay in Birmingham to stay away from the crowds. Teams that play in Auburn oftentimes stay. There are nice hotels in Auburn now. Stay in Montgomery. Back in the day, occasionally in Columbus or Warner Robins, but Montgomery. You don't stay in Little Auburn because it's flooded with Auburn fans. I bring this up because last night, Ecuador, who plays Mexico tonight, 8 o'clock on Fox, primetime game, Mexico is hosting the World Cup. Mexico is a passionate fan base, like an SEC fan base. The Ecuador team, they can't stay in Birmingham for this game in Tuscaloosa. They have to stay in Tuscaloosa. The Mexican fans did this last night outside the Ecuador hotel so the team couldn't sleep. Right there at the Westin. Motorcycles, cars, noisemakers.
Unbelievable.
All night long.
Oh, my gosh.
All night long.
Look at the people standing in the windows.
All night long.
Wow. So
I believe those were the players peeking out.
I would imagine. So also imagine you are Tony Businessman from Missoula, Montana, who happens to have a customer in Mexico City, and you booked the night at the Westin without even knowing what's going on. How miserable is that?
Yeah. Where does Mexico play tonight? Is it in Mexico City? Is
They
it
were playing
Monterrey?
Monterrey
or
last
are they
night.
in the U.S.?
I think it's in
That's a good
Mexico City.
question.
Yeah.
They were playing Monterey last night, and they were caught. That's very close, obviously, to the United States border.
Yeah, just very close to Corpus Christi.
Yeah. So
They're playing in Mexico City.
Yeah.
They're at the big
Now-
stadium there.
Estadio Azteca.
Now, I think this is the same stadium. Do you guys not remember the documentary? So they did behind the scenes with U.S. Soccer, and they played a game down there, and they were showing how pregame the locker room, the ceiling is bouncing up and down in the locker room because of the fans and how intimidating a place it is to play. Do you remember that?
No, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's one of the more fierce places to play. That's what Ecuador has to do tonight with very little sleep when they play Mexico. At least it's a night game. Hopefully those folks have gone home to get some breakfast at the Mexican version of Waffle House and letting the guys get a few hours sleep before they play tonight. Ivory Coast, Norway at 12 noon on Fox. France and Sweden, 4 o'clock on Fox. I mean, the path to the World Cup finals, a Sweden upset over France wouldn't hurt anybody in America, right?
No.
Let's go ahead and knock that team out today.
Of course, then you got to beat the team that's good enough to beat France, but still, I'd probably rather play Sweden.
If Mbappe rolls an ankle today, I will not cry for France.
Wow. Will you cry for Argentina if Messi gets hurt?
France
I
and
will.
Sweden.
France and Sweden, the winner of that game will play Paraguay.
Yep.
So maybe Paraguay can be the blue blood killer of the tournament and knock out France.
Yeah, but
as well.
Sweden upset today, and we'll get Sweden and Paraguay like a 12 and 13 matchup in the second round of the NCAA tournament. You start cheering for chaos. I don't care what people like Forrester think of Alabama's path to the College Baseball World Series or whatever.
Or the Final Four. They get criticized for that, too.
Hey, you get there, you get there.
That's right.
I'm okay with the Americans if they have to play all the 12 and 13 seeds.
Hey, you still hang
Forrester.
the banner, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Banner hangs no matter who I play to get there.
And then
True.
Mexico and Ecuador in prime time.
What's going to become of our boy Freddie, you think? Old boy that was chasing Germany all over the country.
So Freddie announced that he is staying
Okay,
through
good.
July 23rd.
All right, Freddie's still here.
Yeah, and some of us believe he'll be staying after that.
Someday,
he already
but that's
lives
a lot
here.
of people
back to his house.
not know he's European.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine he's meeting Ella Langley. It's like, hi, how are you? And he just goes,
Oh.
he just turns into Beaker.
Freddie doesn't talk.
Speaking of Ella Langley, before Brownie tells us about Central State Bank, Harry Kane and the English football team, while staying in Kansas City for their most recent preparations for the World Cup, all went as a team to the Ella Langley concert. And here is Langley getting a Three Lions jersey from Harry Kane and Company. So good to be Ella Langley these days. If she ever wanted to go out, I think she's single. if she ever wanted to go out with an English footballer, she could have checked that box recently.
Yeah, I would imagine. Were there not rumors of her and Riley Green? Am I wrong about that?
That has long passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was down on my LLA.
I may be wrong, but I think that's long past.
All right.
Same with her and Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Central State Bank is the bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, small enough, though, to know you because they're a community bank. Hey, listen, some of you parents, you got kids going to college this fall. As somebody that's lived through that, let me tell you, you're probably not prepared. You may think you are, but you're probably not. You'll have expenses that pop up everywhere, including the expenses your child spends when they're at college. Life moves fast. Your banking should too. Whether it's your first paycheck, a textbook hustle, or a weekend road trip, Central State Bank is here to back up that college student in your life. Easy-to-use accounts, mobile banking, hometown service. Basically, they just make adulting easier. Family-owned, community-focused, always in your corner. It is Central State Bank, member FDIC.
While we're talking Ella Langley, she was the number one song in America again this week with Choosing Texas, 11 weeks at number one. For the first time ever in the Hot 100 Billboard, the top 3 songs were females. But if you go deeper, the top 5 songs are female.
This is the first time that's ever happened.
First time that ever in a Hot 100.
Yeah.
This is not a specific genre. It's the one that, is the Hot 100 songs, regardless of genre. That the top 3 have been females, according to the fine folks at, I think it was Billboard that I saw this on.
Elias.
Choosing Texas, Ella Langley, I Knew It, I Knew You, the Toy Story song, Taylor Swift, Be Her, Ella Langley, but then Olivia Rodrigo, who every song on her new album is charted, has number 4 and number 5. So they chart the top 3 songs. Now the top 5 are female.
And this is no shot at any of them, but I think we're going to have to come up with pre-something and post-something for all these statistics. Like you just said, Olivia Rodrigo, every song she has is charting. That used to literally be impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just the way music is released now makes that possible. So while impressive, and I am not saying it's not impressive at all, I don't mean to crap on it, but I do think we probably, when we start giving out these stats, at least recognize that charting is a wholly different game than it used to be.
Yeah. And more Grande, Olivia Dean, Ella Langley with Morgan Wallen, Tame Impala and Jenny. The females in the top 10 right there are rocking pretty solid there. But, just thought it was interesting. Choosing Texas, though, 11 weeks at number 1.
That's a good run. Yeah. I mean, what song was it we discovered was the longest running? It was the terrible, the song last week that we discovered was the longest running Hot 100 of all time.
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, yeah. Well, maybe she could beat that. Knock that one off.
Which was a remake, right? When it was number 1.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Remix.
Yeah, remix.
Because I think the Billy Ray Cyrus version is the one that did so well.
All right, so back to college football we go here.
Not a fan.
That includes the season starting one day earlier for one SEC team. Oklahoma finds out their game now is moved to Friday night, September the 4th, against the Miners of Texas El Paso. UTEP and Oklahoma, they moved for TV reasons to 7 o'clock Central on Friday night, September the 4th. So Oklahoma one day earlier to start their season.
You know, it's interesting. John Mateer did an interview yesterday and said the best way he would describe his throwing after the injury was trying to throw a baseball with 2 fingers, I think is what he said, or a football with 2 fingers.
He told that to Wilson Alexander of On3 Sports.
Yeah. So it will be interesting to see if, in fact, he is back to full health, what he looks like. And that'll be, I'll obviously I'll watch all these games, but I'll want to look at that early on to see if we see early season John Mateer from last year, early season this year as well.
Since Brown brought that up, give me cut 2, Tyler. John Mateer. Again, he says throwing last year was like throwing a baseball without 2 fingers. So throwing a baseball with 3 fingers is what it felt like after his injury last year, Wilson Alexander. He was at the Manning Passing Academy where he talked about how he expects his second season in the SEC to feel different now that he's up maybe to the speed of the game. This from Crescent City Sports down at the Manning Passing Academy.
Where do you think the game may move slower for you? Where do you think you'll improve as a quarterback?
Honestly, I think situationally, and something that people talk about, but it's hard to prepare for, is like the stimulation you get from the crowds. It's a real thing, like it really is, and you just got to be ready for it. And I wasn't saying I wasn't. Like Tennessee is like the Halloween. It's like it's the coolest thing. I mean, it's super cool, and it's something I've never been in that environment before, and so doing that, but now I have, and then the defensively just. It's going to be difficult, because they're good. Everybody's good, and everybody's out there. And but knowing the situation and what they're about to bring and seeing it again, if your brain sees it more and more, you're going to get more used to it.
So Sean Mateer admitting that last year maybe was a little faster than he expected, different scenarios.
And what he's saying there, one way of saying it is the second lap should be easier than the first, and we'll see if it is for John Mateer. And that's, again, you're not going to see that against UTEP. You will see it against Michigan. That's an early season. I think a telling game for both those squads. Michigan, under Kyle Whittingham in his first year, and then Oklahoma having to go on the road and play a Michigan team they whipped pretty bad last year. That was a beatdown against Michigan. They could not. Underwood couldn't basically complete a pass. I think he only had 6 completions or something like that in that game.
Hey, can you cue that up, freeze it for me, where you get a good look at the hat, and then pop it up for me, Forrester? I want everybody around the table. There's 5 of us here today, so we can get a good vote. There's no tie with 5 of us. Upside down letters on hats for sports and any other part of society, yay or nay. Forrester, you first.
These are stupid, and they should go away.
All right, Scott's a no.
Brooks?
Very much nay.
Okay.
Just yesterday, we were talking about it in the back room. I think Post Malone and Dak Prescott are the ones who popularized this with the upside-down Dallas hat.
Tyler, you're younger than us and closer to trendy stuff other than me trying to be young. Your thoughts on this?
This was never a trend I was big into. I remember it started probably around the time I graduated high school. I don't think it works with any of the typical athletic gear. I think you've almost got to go with a very streetwear kind of outfit to pull off the upside down logo.
Yeah, I'm a hard no. If you want me to vote for Lance, I can absolutely tell you how he would vote, but we'll keep it at 5. I am an absolute hard no on this one.
Well, I don't need
the Sooners word mark upside down looks disgusting.
Yeah, as the guy who would break the tie as the vice president of the show today, I don't have to vote, but I would be a hard no too. I don't understand it. It's like literally we made a mistake, and then we were like, we've printed 1,000 hats. Incorrectly.
Are we going to send them to Paraguay? No.
Let's see if we can sell these 1,000 hats. Oh, and it catches on. Yeah. It's a dumb look.
Tommy in the chat has a good point. It used to be when you hated something, you'd flip it upside down.
That's right. Texas Longhorns.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Do the horns down, but there used to be hats with the horns down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what they're going for,
and
other than hopping on a trend that's kind of dead already.
And when you turn the American flag upside down, it is a
sign of distress.
Sign of distress.
Yeah,
very unpatriotic.
It especially looks stupid with the word Sooners because N, O, and O are the same letters flipped upside down.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it just looked like it says
of all the things to do with it. Yeah.
It's almost like a Sunus.
It looks like it's a word.
Yeah, it really does. I'm trying to make out the first half of the word. I've got the back half.
Nose.
And I got to say, too, I agree with, let's see, Tommy, also in the chat. The trend on hats to take the last 4 letters of something and make that real big. Like we laughed about it with Shunnarah. They had the cock is what it said. Yeah, I'm out on those, too. Don't like those either.
So if it just says ham for Birmingham.
The ham? A hat that just said the ham?
I've seen that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of them that have B and then a smoked ham.
Well, I've seen that. That was an actual brand.
Those are better.
Yeah, that's a little different. But if you were just trying to do a hat for Birmingham and just said the ham and the H-A-N-M are massive letters, don't like those.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those for basketball teams.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of high schools are trying to get on the stuff.
I'm a pass on those.
Called himself my brother's high school, he coaches that. They call themselves the Creek.
Yeah. No, don't like it.
Never liked the sip for Ole Miss.
Forster's kids go to the Mood.
That's not a thing, Jim.
It was Oak Mountain, the mountain.
I think we did call it the mountain.
Yeah.
All right.
Spain Park, the park.
The park. No, they do. They've got those. I've seen
know.
those. Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah, the Brook. I mean, it's been Mountain Brook forever. The Brook.
The Brook.
Yeah.
Calhoun, Georgia is really dumb. They call it the Hoon, and it's the
Oh.
dumbest sounding thing ever.
It's painful. It sounds bad.
Viewing Menu every day brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Hour number 2 will build out the SEC season football-wise for you. You'll want to be part of that. Hour 3, Dan Wetzel. Before we get to Michelson, the folks at AAA tell us the best days to drive and not drive this holiday weekend. Guys, can you guess if we start the holiday weekend on Wednesday, so the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, best day to drive, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, safest, less crowded roads. Forrester, what day for you? What would you vote?
Give me the 3rd.
The 3rd, okay. Brooks?
I'm hoping it's the 2nd because that's when I'm driving to Dalton, Georgia. I am optimistic. I'm driving home the night of the 4th, and I'm hoping that
That's a
there's
good
nobody
choice.
on the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
Tyler?
everyone's busy.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Best days to drive this holiday weekend. Wednesday the 1st, Thursday the 2nd, Friday the 3rd, Saturday the 4th, or Sunday the 5th.
I'm going to go with the 2nd because it's a Thursday, and I think a lot of places will give employees that Friday the 3rd off, but Thursday you still got to be at work. So if you're traveling on Thursday, I imagine you would just have normal traffic.
The worst day to drive, according to AAA, this holiday weekend is Friday, July 3rd, because everybody is off and everybody is going for a weekend getaway. So the 3rd on Friday is the worst day to travel. The second worst day to travel is Sunday, July the 5th, because everybody's got to be back at work on Monday, and they're coming back from the beaches, the lakes, the parties, and all that on July the 5th. The best day to drive this holiday weekend, ironically, is the holiday.
Yeah, on the 4th.
Saturday, July the 4th, because people are going on the 3rd and coming back on the 5th. On the actual 4th itself is the least traffic, safest day to drive this weekend. It goes Friday the 3rd, the worst, Sunday the 5th, the second worst, Wednesday the 1st, and Thursday the 2nd, tied as the 3rd and 4th because people are getting off and heading to the beach. The best day to drive is actually July 4th.
I flew once on Thanksgiving, somewhat like this. Probably the least crowded airport and flights I've ever been on actual Thanksgiving Day.
Because people are going to get there for the holiday, and they're not traveling on the actual
They're not traveling on
holiday.
Thursday. It was a great day to fly. I mean, the airports were empty. The plane was half full. Thanksgiving was a great day to fly.
Michelson Laser Vision brings you our viewing menu today. Brownie will tell us about Michelson in a second. Tyler, what are you watching?
So yesterday I saw the new Minions and Monsters movie.
How was it?
Brilliantly stupid. There's a lot of great references to early 50s sci-fi, like The Day the Earth Stood Still. There's references to the Great Train Robbery from, I think it was 1902. So a lot of classic cinema references, but done with Minions.
Because this is a prequel to where they're making their own movie in Hollywood. So there's some tributes to past Hollywood is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yep. This is about the Minions trying to make their own monster movie. Okay. And, it's just a lot of fun. May see if I can see it again this weekend. See if I can get my sister to come with me because she loves those movies. But would definitely recommend it for this weekend.
Okay.
Tonight I will be watching a movie that is had a lot of controversy upon release and is now released on X in full. That is Citizen Vigilante. Some people in the chat wanted me to cover this movie. A man fed up with lenient policing takes justice into his own hands, hunting down criminals. His vigilante crusade turns him into a social media sensation while putting him at odds with law enforcement and Interpol and drawing the attention of dangerous enemies. It's meant to be the comeback story for Armie Hammer, who, if you'll remember, had a bunch of serious allegations and also rumors of cannibalism surrounding him, so he hasn't been working lately. and it's directed by Uwe Boll, who's a German filmmaker who makes some of the worst movies you'll ever see. Like, he takes just like off the beaten path horror video games and just turns it into the worst slop imaginable. Some of them are so bad they're masterpieces, though. So I'll check that out. It's also banned in Germany. On Tubi, you've got a new edition called Ran by Akira Kurosawa. In medieval Japan, an elderly warlord retires, handing over his empire to his 3 sons. However, he vastly underestimates how the newfound power will corrupt them and cause them to turn on each other and him. And Christopher Nolan was inspired by the story of this film when he made The Odyssey. So if you're looking to see The Odyssey in a couple weeks, maybe you want to run this back and see some of the references when you go see The Odyssey. Then finally, 7 p.m., TNT, an underrated action movie, The Accountant, with Ben Affleck.
That's a good flick. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's he's a mathematical genius who uses a CPA office as cover for money laundering for the cartels.
Yeah,
that's right. And
that's a
things
good flick.
Escalate. It's got John Bernthal, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, and John Lithgow. It's sneaky good.
Yeah. Those movies make me never want to work for the cartel.
You don't. So you do now, but when you see the movies,
before?
Never really
you're
want to work for the
considering it.
cartel.
Yeah.
They don't seem to really value good hard work
Yeah,
for a long period of time.
You don't get a lot of days off either. It doesn't appear.
No.
Yeah, not a lot of
terrible benefits.
Not a lot of PTO. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
That's what Tyler's watching. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson. We'll build out the SEC football season in a unique way when we come back for hour 2.
Michelson Laser Vision is LASIK vision right for you. If your distance vision has been suffering, perhaps it is. Lance went from basically legally blind to fighter pilot vision. You could do the same potentially. Call and get that risk-free evaluation from our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. MichelsonLaserVision.com is the website. MichelsonLaserVision.com. Or call Amy. She's going to answer this call and tell her I want Lance Taylor's fighter pilot vision. 205-968-8100. 205-969-8100. 205-969-8100. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, a little team effort here to make this segment work. This is off the cutting room floor of Jim's crazy ideas. We're going to get to in hour number 2. 16 categories we're going to build out the SEC college football season. Quick look at the backroom graphic here that we're going to be building out. There you see it. And we'll explain the categories and what we're going to be doing on a random draw of SEC teams right after I remind you that the fine folks at Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City, can take care of your build-outs, of your roof, your home, everything that you trust to protect your family. Greg can take care of it and make sure it lasts for as long as you need it to last. He's been doing this roofing business locally for over 20 years at Storm Restoration Roofing. He and his wife, Andrea, own the company. It's locally owned. Greg and his wife not only run it, but the kids are part of it as well. A couple of sons and son-in-laws run some crews there. So you've got a guy with 10 kids who are deep-rooted here in Central Alabama. He's not going anywhere. He stands behind his work, and he's like you, just a hard-working, American-loving local guy who wants to do best for his family while taking care of your family too. That means the pricing is good and he stands behind your work. It starts with a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531, or go to the website stormrestorationroofing.com. He does storm damage repairs, roof replacements. He's got his own builder's license that he can do some of the small build-outs himself to take care of your roof. Got a soft wash program to make it look better. It is the guy you need to trust. As we celebrate 250 years of America, why not trust one of the great Americans in Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing, stormrestorationroofing.com. All right, college football season is 60 days away for week 0, 67 days for the first main Saturday. So I guess we get our first SEC game in 65. I've got 16 categories here. So Brooks is going to randomly draw a logo out for us, let us know the team name. And then Brown and I are going to alternate placing them into one of these 16 categories that you see on the screen to your left here. Your category is National Champion, SEC Championship Game, Playoff, Bubble, big surprise, biggest disappointment, a program that's stuck in the rut, a program that's turning the corner, a team that is an NIL riser that is starting to rise because of NIL, a team that's an NIL slider that is starting to slip because of NIL, a team that will be satisfied just with a bowl game, a team or a program that you see that may be 3 years away, a team that you think that the best years are behind them, right? That window is closed. A team that will have a surprise firing this year, the hottest seat going into the year, and the worst team in the SEC. Those are the 16 categories. Any questions about any of those categories, Brown?
No. So each team fits into one of these. We can only use those teams once.
That's right.
And
and are we going to, before this gets sent out to social media, are we going to allow one at the end adjustment from each person?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
But we'll have to.
But we're
agree.
going to alternate. Like
That's right.
If I go national champ, you get the next one. You get SEC championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It's Brooks is going to throw out. He's going to draw a random SEC team. So we're not going in order here. It is. He's going to call out a logo, and then we've got to place it on the board.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Brown's
All
got
right.
the first team. What is the first team, Brooks?
Let's go with the Missouri Tigers.
Ooh. Tough one off the bat, Brown. You've got Missouri. You've got to stick them somewhere on the board there. You can work it out loud.
Yeah.
Give us your thought process. What was the first thing that popped in mind with Missouri?
Well, the first thing I'm having issue with is actually being able to read these categories. You're going to give me 2 seconds. Missouri, I will go with stuck in rut.
Stuck in rut.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Well, I mean, now you'll also have to give me a couple seconds here to pull up Eli Drinkwitz, but I think with Eli Drinkwitz, they are kind of a 7 or 8 win team. And I think that's where they're going to be again. So I think they feel like they're a little bit stuck in a rut. I mean,
I picture them being 9-win teams.
Well, 5-5, 6-7, 6-7, 11-2, 10-3, 8-5. I think there'll be another 8-5 team. I don't guess back-to-back 8-5s. Is that stuck in a rut or not? I mean, he's 26-24 in conference in his time at Missouri. So if they're 8-5, they're probably going to be 4-4 in conference. So you're kind of a 500 conference team. I think I would feel a little stuck in a rut right there. So I'm going to go stuck in rut.
Stuck in rut is Missouri.
Uh-huh.
All right. Give me my first logo. What do we have, Brooks?
Let's go with the Ole Miss Rebels.
Howdy toddy.
All right. Instantly, not my final answer, but I think the NIL era has been good to Ole Miss. They made it to, the semifinals last year?
Correct.
So some people could start to think maybe best years are behind them. But I think the place I'm going to put them, and I hate this for my Ole Miss friends, Ole Miss will be the biggest disappointment this college football season.
I could almost feel that coming. Yeah. I could almost feel that coming, that's what you're going to do with Ole Miss.
And our love Pete Golding, I hope that's not the case, but we have propped this team up to be very, very high.
Yeah.
So biggest disappointment. I'm going to stick with that. Biggest disappointment.
It's Ole Miss.
Yeah. Give me any chat feedback you get along the way as well.
All right.
Give me next logo, Brooks.
All right, for Ryan Brown, I feel like I gave you both kind of hard ones to start with, so maybe we'll give you a little less intensity here. Let's go with the Arkansas Razorbacks.
So this has been their consistent position in coach ranking and SEC Big Ten coach ranking, and where we think they're going to fall. I would put worst team. I would have them bottom right. That's worst team. Bottom right.
I would agree with that too. So Arkansas worst team locked in. Okay. Next logo.
By the way, just real quick, Green Man agrees with me on Missouri.
Stuck in rut.
Stuck in rut. Samuel says college football playoff bubble for Ole Miss. Green Man doubled back down. Disappointment for Ole Miss.
I would say that the bubble missing the playoffs also will be disappointment for Ole Miss, but maybe not the biggest disappointment in the league. So I understand that discussion. Maybe I should have left that slot open for Alabama just in case.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah.
You can change at the end. You get one change at the end.
All right, so here we go. Give me my next one, Brooks.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
That's going to be the hottest seat for me.
Okay.
I think Shane Beamer is on the hottest seat in the SEC.
I would tend to agree with you. I don't know. I mean, Levy, you could make an argument for, but where are expectations for Mississippi State versus where they are for South Carolina? I think I would agree with you. That is the hottest seat.
Yeah, I just don't. I feel like Levy's making. I don't know where I'm going to put him. Looking at everything here, but I mean the NIL is apparently good at South Carolina. They get some big time recruits, but the hottest seat for me is Shane Beamer. And again, I like Shane Beamer. I hope he succeeds.
Yeah, I do too. We're fans of him.
Yep. So I've had two very downward things.
Yes, you have. You need a positive.
And both coaches I like a lot.
Yeah.
Give me Brown's logo. What's next for him?
Let's go with the LSU Tigers.
Tough answer.
Well, I could either go NIL riser because we know they're an NIL riser under Lane Kiffin.
They're also turning the corner.
They're turning the corner perhaps under Lane Kiffin. I could go college football playoff bubble under Lane Kiffin.
Yep. You could go playoffs.
I could go big surprise. I mean, there's a lot of places you could put LSU.
That's right. They could make the SEC championship.
Could.
Some people would say they could win the national championship.
I think that's both those are a bridge too far for me.
Yep. And if you don't like LSU, you could say the best years are behind them.
Yeah. Let me go college football playoff bubble with them, with LSU. Probably going to regret this because NIL riser would have been a much easier place to put them. Then I could leave that college football playoff bubble open.
That is a space that we may have needed to keep open.
Well, I thought about that. Do you want me to move them to NIL? I could have them at NIL riser. But as I look over on the left column there, Jim, I don't know who else I'm going to put at NIL riser.
No, you've made your selection.
Okay.
What is it called in golf where you the alternate shot?
Alternate shot. That's what it's called. Yeah.
So
I've hit the green. Jim's got to make the putt.
No, you may have put us in the rough.
We're in the bunker.
Yeah. Let's see what's next.
Behind a tree.
Give me the next logo.
Jim, you've talked a lot about them, so I'd be curious.
Alabama.
No, he's pretty high on them this offseason with a new coach, so I'm curious to see where he'd put them. The Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh, I could eat up some good real estate with them because I think you could put them 3 years away. Obviously, there are a lot of teams that would be satisfied with a bowl. I think they are an NIL riser. I think they're turning the corner. They could be a big surprise this year. Those are about the ones that are left that I could put in there. I am going to put Kentucky at I'm going to put them at 3 years away. That's sort of a cop-out.
Yeah, you could do it with a lot of teams. I don't disagree with you, though. I don't think that's a bad spot to put him. I like Will Stein, but I also don't think this is a microwave for him. I think he's going to have to cook this thing a little bit.
Yeah. Our show today being brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Before Brownie gets his next logo, New York Butcher Shop, a wonderful place to go by and get the fresh meals that are prepared there, all the specialty items, the deli sandwiches for lunch, which is unbelievable. And, of course, the great cuts of meat. It is a butcher shop after all, nybutcher.com. Great locations, Cahaba Heights and Greystone. But right now, you can go order online or call either location at Cahaba Heights or Greystone and order the Boston Butt coming up for this holiday weekend. And you can pick it up on the 3rd or even the morning of the 4th. I think the 2nd, 3rd, or morning of the 4th, they'll have it ready for you. Just tell them what day you want to pick it up. They'll have it smoked overnight and ready to go for you when you get there. Wrapped in tin foil, seasoned, smoked, ready to pull and eat. It's that easy. with our friends at New York Butcher Shop. I got to check with Maggie today. We usually do this every July 4th. I think I'm going to get another New York Butcher Shop Boston butt. Cahaba Heights and Greystone right there at New York Butcher, nybutcher.com. Go check them out. Brownie's next logo is?
Well, real quick, Jim, I wanted to clarify something on the 3 years away. Are we saying that Kentucky does that include this current season? Would that be 2028 or is it 2029?
No, it's 26, 27, 28. 3 years away. They'll be good in 3 years.
Let's go the Florida Gators.
Brownie, Florida Gators.
I'll go big surprise.
That's really quick. Walk us through a little bit. Did you not? Did you consider NIL riser?
Yeah,
there?
but I don't know if that's the case. That's going to be the hardest one for me to fill because I don't know who's the NIL riser and slider. I could go turning corner. But
if I was moving any right now, I'd probably throw LSU into the NIL riser.
Yeah, you didn't like that placement for me from the beginning.
Yeah, it felt very much like a cop out.
Yeah. Also had worst team with Arkansas. That was very much like a cop out.
That was easy.
Yeah, big surprise for
like
Florida.
We gave you training wheels.
Yeah,
I thought that in South Carolina were layups.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. Surprise firing is your toughest category here. I'm already thinking ahead on that one.
So Florida
big surprise. Like what would be a surprise record for Florida for you?
8 wins.
I can get them to 8 wins.
Yep. But that also would be turning the corner. Where do you think they are in the NIL game?
I don't know. I think anytime you've got a new coach, you're probably going to be at your height of NIL. So I do think they're an NIL riser, but I don't know if that is only because they hired a new coach. Like I could get them to 8 wins if that's all I need to do to be a big surprise. I think the game in Jordan-Hare is going to be pivotal for that, which is week 3 on the road. But if they start 3-0, you probably lose to Ole Miss. But I think between Ole Miss, Missouri, South Carolina, you can find 2 wins there. There's 4 wins. You lose at Texas. You lose to Georgia. You lose to Oklahoma. Now 5, 6, 7 there at the end. They're going to pull an upset somewhere. I can get them to 8 wins, though. I'll go big surprise.
Big surprise for Florida. All right.
They may have to pull an upset. Maybe Oklahoma Saturday, November 7th to get to 8 wins. But I can get them to 8 wins.
Yeah. I would say before we send this graphic out, maybe we do individual ones.
How? I only placed half these.
All of a sudden, I want to take my toys and go home.
Why? Who are you afraid of here?
I'm not afraid of anybody.
He just wants no part in your list.
Well, somebody's going to have to somebody's going to have to get somebody surprisingly fired. So that's coming. Just get ready.
Our friends at Inverness Golf are watching this right now in the store there. And Brown and I played golf yesterday.
Right.
And they wanted to know who won.
Oh, did they ask?
Yeah. Brown shot a 70, and he missed a chance for a 69 on the 18th. I shot an 83, but I hit the great clubs from Inverness Golf a lot better than I had.
You played well.
Yeah.
In fact, the third person in our group, our friend Johnny Burke, who we were playing with, said, "This is the best I've ever seen Jim play." I said, "Actually, he's played better than this," but he was just commenting how much your game has improved since he had last played with you.
Better clubs help.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. I didn't have to hit my new wedge that I bought yesterday.
Oh, that's I guess
out of the
good.
sand.
Yeah.
I didn't hit that one time. But the driver, I got it corrected a little bit, so that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll play for the 5th time in 5 days. I may need new clubs by the end of the week.
I've worn the grips off these. Yes.
So what's the next logo?
And whose turn is it?
It's
my
Jim's
turn.
Oh, it's your turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the Auburn Tigers.
Okay. Instantly, I think satisfied with a bowl game.
Yeah.
I think I really believe NIL riser. I mean, you look at the 4 stars they're pulling in recruiting.
I don't disagree. That'd be an easy one to do.
Turning the corner. I think those are the only 3 that are left that I would consider them with. And I am going to go ahead and plug Auburn as satisfied with a bowl game.
Okay.
All right. Happy bowling.
Happy bowling. Now, there are going to be those in the chat room that make jokes about the Vestavia Bowl with that, but because if you're just happy bowling, I mean, Birmingham Bowl is on the table. It's probably a little better than that when you say.
You probably would need more than that to be happy, but with what you've done.
Would you say anything Music City Bowl or above you're happy with? Music City Bowl is going to get you 7 or 8 wins, probably 7 wins, honestly.
I think now they don't slot the bowls exactly the way they used to. You get to a group, and then the SEC helps place it with the bowl partners to where the Music City Bowl could be a very bad team or a very good team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's just slotted like it used to.
All right.
Do the next one. There's a couple of these I may want to adjust. Auburn could be one of them. Let's see what's next for Brownie.
Go with Texas A&M.
I mean, technically, I probably blocked you with Ole Miss at biggest disappointment here. That is on the table for A&M too.
What's the category just to the right of Missouri?
Turns the corner.
Turning the corner.
They made the playoffs last year. It's kind of hard to say they've turned the corner.
And are they at NIL riser? Because their
NIL
is already good, but they are cranking up the #1 recruiting class in college football.
Yeah, I can't call them an NIL slider. I don't think they're going to win the national championship, make the title game.
They're definitely not a slider.
I'm not sure they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think you can call him turning the corner. I don't think he's going to get fired.
Best years behind them?
Where is that?
Window closed.
Window closed?
Yep.
I mean, but it's only 1 year. They made the playoff. I don't know that the window's already closed. I had somebody else slotted for that one. Let me just go. I mean, I don't like this placement, but I'll go NIL riser.
Okay.
You say they're #1 in recruiting, right? So, I mean, that tells me,
Yeah, by a long shot, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that then, NIL riser.
Yeah.
Yes, they've been #1 in every single recruiting graphic.
There you go.
That we put out.
Well, all of a sudden, I like that placement way more than I did when I talked myself into it.
All right. And let's don't, random draws here. What's next? What's the next logo?
Why do you keep saying random draw here? You think Brooks will give me the better teams?
He's just throwing them out here.
Yeah, I'm just picking them at random here. Let's go Georgia Bulldogs.
Window closed. Do it to Kirby. Close that window on Kirby. That way, when Kirby gives the old, they picked us to go 7-6. Some show in Birmingham said our window was closed. He'll say that. A Southern football blog.
I really think, Georgia and Alabama, you have to consider NIL slider. It seems like they're not.
I don't know.
They're not the top spenders, right?
Actually, I've heard that Alabama's football NIL, I've heard this this is from outside the football program, but it's somebody that would be in a position to know that it actually got a pretty good bump this cycle, was the way it was described to me. Okay. Now, this cycle.
Do you feel the same way about Georgia?
I don't have the first clue about Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's an obvious spot for Georgia here, but that was if I got them where I would put them.
I mean, in full honesty, it's easy to say best years are behind them.
It is. Window closed.
With Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
Right now, because the window was so good.
That's right. You could say the window's closed. Yeah. No doubt.
I mean, do we make it window closed or window closing?
Well, it says closed right now.
Yeah, I would say closed.
You build a graphic, so you can do it however you want.
Well, Jim and I were trying to workshop how to phrase that.
So. I remember that part of the show.
I'm going to say Georgia SEC championship game.
Okay, that's where I would have put them. I think you put them where I would have put them.
And they've, made it every year since 2021?
But we're painting ourselves into a crimson corner here.
Yes, we are very much.
Yeah.
If they don't show up in a hurry, we're going to have them getting somebody fired.
Crimson round, as always.
As always, yeah.
Let's go with another crimson team. How about the Oklahoma Sooners?
Yeah, it's my turn.
It's more of a burgundy.
Mm-hmm.
Their official colors are crimson.
I'm going to go surprise firing.
I am too. That's where I would put Brent Venables out.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody alert our friend Jim Nagy. I noticed again yesterday he's pinning tweets on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's pinning tweets. Let him pin this one.
Go ahead and let him know.
I love Jim. Send him a congratulatory text when his contract got announced there. But he's pinning tweets when people say negative things about Oklahoma. So surprise firing Brent Venables. There, I said it.
Yeah. Can I get their schedule?
It's not easy.
I think it, other than Texas, I think Oklahoma had a tough first 2 years. It's a little less of a schedule this year. I think it's only the second toughest schedule in the SEC.
I mean, you still got Michigan on the road out of conference.
Michigan, a losable game. First conference game is Georgia on the road. Then it's Texas.
Yep.
I mean, 2 and 3
is very much on the table.
And we're not even buying candy at Target yet.
Yeah, and you're 0-2 in conference.
Yeah. Kentucky, Mississippi State, South Carolina, tricky game. Florida, tricky game. Ole Miss, tricky game. Texas A&M.
Tricky game. Losable game. Missouri, tricky game. I mean, it's chock full of tricky games.
That's got 7 and 5 written all over it.
7 and 5, 8 and 4 schedule right there. And especially if Mateer and Arbuckle are no better than they were at the end of last year. It might even be worse than that.
Yeah. So I'm okay. I mean, if I need to wear it for the team.
I'll put it there.
I
haven't told Jim Nagy to pin us.
I'm not even sure Jim Nagy knows who I am, so I can wear this one. Oklahoma surprise firing.
Okay. The chat, I will say you want to chat feedback. There was a lot of momentum in the chat for Tennessee to go here, for Heupel to go surprise firing.
I could see that.
That's not off the table, I don't think.
I don't think it's off the table.
Yeah, but there was a lot of discussion on that.
Yep. Okay, what's next? Next logo.
Let's do Alabama. Crimson Tide.
Hey, a roll tide, Jim, and you got the national championship still open.
It's your pick, though.
No, I put Oklahoma surprise firing. That was my pick.
did that.
I did that. Wasn't that my pick?
No, it was not.
Oh. Alabama makes
short-term memory.
Who did I have? Oh, I had Texas A&M. Yep. Was that my? Alabama makes the college football playoff. Put them in there. Box number 3. Crimson Tide makes the college football playoff.
All right, let's get one of these UTs off the board. Let's go with the Tennessee Volunteers.
For Josh Heupel, I do feel like the best years are behind him. I think the window has closed.
Oh, man.
Let me see all the logos we have.
Well,
left.
I mean,
we only have Texas and Vandy left after this?
And State.
And Mississippi State?
Yeah. So I would have.
I'm gonna go Vandy probably behind the best years behind him. I'm gonna go.
I would have gone Vandy window closed.
L. Slater. I mean, something's up at Tennessee. I mean, 3 years in a row we've had holdouts and/or something going on. I'm gonna put NIL era slider.
For Tennessee?
For Tennessee.
Oh, okay. I thought you had them on window closed. I'll move them.
Card laid's a card played when I do it, but Jim gets to move it.
No. I'm walking
you
through
were walking through it?
For the audio audience, I walk through the thought process.
Thank you.
I don't sit there.
Who I got, Brooks? Who's next? Who's next, Brooks?
Let's go with...
He's random selecting these.
The Texas Longhorns.
National champion. Put them up there in the top. I mean, by the way, we had painted you want to talk about painting yourself? We had painted ourselves in a burnt orange corner there.
Yeah.
I can't put Vandy or State as the national champ.
Yeah, that seemed pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be the easiest answer of the day.
So our 2 left are best years behind them.
Yes, window closed or turns the corner.
Yeah, who do you think's turning the corner, State or Vandy?
Vandy, best year behind them. Mississippi State turning the corner.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to read through these again.
Is that where we went? Vandy, window closed, State's turning the corner?
Yes.
Okay. That's what we did at the end there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Grade these. Help out. Give me Forrester's mic too. We'll start at the bottom. Worst team, Arkansas. I think that's a lock. I think that's a lock.
Keep it.
Hottest seat. Shane. Is there anybody's a hotter seat than Shane Beamer?
I don't think so.
No, I think that's the obvious play there.
Yep.
Okay. Give me other obviouses that we obviously got right. Let's go to the top. Do we think of the SEC teams, Texas is the best national championship contender?
I think so, yes, but people are going to disagree with that, sure.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
But then we also think Georgia maybe is the second best team in the league. I think the polls will say that. So I think that's pretty good.
I'm all right with that. You could probably swap LSU and Alabama, and people wouldn't argue a ton.
You could, but I'm
comfortable with where we had Alabama.
I'm good with Alabama as a playoff team. I'm good with LSU as a bubble team. I think I'm good. I mean, Florida's schedule, can we see that? You already showed it once.
Yeah, I mean, I've just got to get them to 8 wins for a big surprise. That would be a big surprise. Yeah. Again, they're going to need to win in Auburn. They're gonna have to probably beat Ole Miss and/or Oklahoma, if not both. They may have to beat both of them.
If Ole Miss doesn't make the playoffs, if Ole Miss is 9-3, not in the
they're
playoffs,
a disappointment.
that's a disappointment, right? So I'm okay with the big disappointment.
Yeah, and that's a home game. That's games in the swamp.
When you said Missouri stuck in a rut, that's in my head's where I was going to put Missouri. They seem like they're the same team every year.
I agree.
Turning the corners up in the air because is State turning the corner?
Yeah, but who else would you argue was turning the corner?
Texas A&M is dominating in Riser.
Yep.
Tennessee, I guess, could be turning the corner, but
with Tennessee, you could flip them in Oklahoma. Somebody just said that in the chat. You could fire Heupel and make Oklahoma an NIL slider. I don't know if that's true though.
It's not. Oklahoma's has consistently had the second or third ranked recruiting class.
Yeah, I don't think Oklahoma's an NIL slider. We're going to have to move some other parts there.
Yeah. So Tennessee's the NIL slider for me. Just this era doesn't seem to be, they were good in 22, but 23, 24, 25 sliding backwards to me. Did they make the playoffs win at 23?
Oklahoma?
Yes. No, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, 24.
24. First year of the 14.
So
or excuse me, of the
seem
12.
to be going in a different direction. So I guess I could have but it seems like Vandy's best years is obviously behind them. When you send this out, Brooks, you'll have to explain that.
Yeah, explain what we did here.
It was only one answer for each of these.
Yeah, now nobody's going to read that. They're just going to look at the graphic and blow up.
See, I don't know how much I would actually change.
Can I point out the only thing that I would swap would be Missouri for Mississippi State.
You would say Missouri's turning the corner and State is stuck in a rut?
State's stuck in a rut.
I can live with that. If y'all want to make that swap, I'm okay with it. I'm the one that put Missouri stuck in a rut, but I didn't feel passionate about it. I just had to put somebody there, obviously.
So that means you think Missouri improves on an 8-win season, and,
I know.
And State is stuck at 4 or 5
I
wins.
actually like it better the way we've got it. I think State came close to turning a corner last year.
I think State is perpetually a 4-win team.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, that's what they have been. But, I mean, last year, I know neither of these happened, Scott. How differently would you feel about Jeff Lebby and State if they had just found a way to close out the Texas and Tennessee games? I mean, they lost both those games at home in overtime. They had Texas dead to rights. The team.
Okay, I mean, Hugh Freeze is still Auburn's coach if, they quit pooping their pants, against Georgia, Bama.
Yeah.
How about this? How about State is NIL slider because they seem to be
I don't know if that's
also
true.
slight and not really thriving during the NIL era. And then Tennessee could be the team turning the corner.
See, you painted us in the corner with some of these categories. I don't know who to put in some of these. I'm okay with the way we got it. I think we actually ended up doing a pretty good job on the fly.
Okay, in the chat room during the commercial break, let us know the ones we should move the most, and we'll lock it in on the other side and get to some more college football as we move on throughout the day. The show being brought to you by our friend Alexander Shunnarah. They bring us the college football spotlight all the time and other parts of this great show.
Shunnarah.com. He is a Birmingham guy, Alexander Shunnarah, and wanted to make sure he took care of his community of Birmingham. He was born here, raised here, went to school at UAB, wanted to make sure that Birmingham was taken care of. So when it came time to build his firm, literally could have built it anywhere. He is successful at what he does. He chose to build it right here in Birmingham and take care of the Birmingham community. And boy, has he. More than $2 billion recovered for his clients. $2 billion. That tells you he knows what he is doing and works hard for his clients. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. You do not pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, Shunnarah.com.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, Leslie and her board-certified team want to say happy birthday, America. 250 great years. And when you come back from this holiday weekend, if you want to jumpstart your weight loss or healthy living through food, you can do it with our friends at Way to Wellness. Planforme.com is the website. Planforme.com. She'll give you a free a free evaluation there. And there's no contracts and there's no sign-up fees. So planforme.com to get more details at Way to Wellness. And listen, they've got everything from injection therapy to meal replacements and 100 other things in between that can help you lose weight and maintain your weight loss. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at ryanbrownlive.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember, final hour of the show, we'll have Dan Wetzel on with us. Another trash episode. No Lance this week. He's back with us on Monday when Brown's on vacation next week. And we'll see if Lance is as happy when I come up with weird segments as Brown has been this week. What weird thing did we do yesterday?
Oh, we did the game show to see how much I remembered,
That's right.
how much we remember about one another. And I probably did, I would say, surprisingly well. I know Tyler moderated it.
I was surprised. There were a few of them where I thought this might stump them.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to go way back in y'all's history.
Yesterday, before we get back into our discussion about the SEC season and the graphic we came up with, yesterday in the NBA, LeBron James became a free agent. There seems to be a push from LeBron to for him and Anthony Davis to team up and land somewhere together. And there was a graphic that was sent out with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry all in Golden State uniforms. And the person that posted that said, who could stop them? College Football Reddit replied to that with a quote tweet that said, arthritis.
That's a pretty good line.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, that's quality.
By the way, the Grizzlies traded Ja Morant, a one-time second overall pick in the NBA draft, to Portland for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. So that happened yesterday in the NBA. A couple of free agents, and we'll see where LeBron and AD land, if they land anywhere, and then what happens with Ja Morant, now a Portland Trail Blazer. The show being brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. Our building of the graphic was our version of 4 Downs today, and Central Alabama Asphalt's part of our show every day.
That's right. They bring you 4 downs every single day. We took 16 downs right there, so 4 times 4. I went to Jacksonville State. There's your math. Central Alabama Asphalt. You ride around the great roads of Birmingham and see the beautiful state that we live in. You also see a lot of road work. All right, that's just part of it. Well, chances are you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction do that road work. That's the type of jobs they get. And it may indicate to you they don't have time for your smaller job, like a driveway or a parking pad or maybe a parking lot for a church or a community center or something like that. No, sir. They've got entire division based just on that. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job. From highways to neighborhoods, get your estimate by calling 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
All right. To put a lid on our SEC build-out graphic, can you tell me what the chat is saying we got right, got wrong, or we should change?
Yep. Zach says if Flying J really pulls back NIL from Tennessee, then Bobby, they call him Bobby from, what's the show?
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Yeah. He's talking about Heupel. Bobby is getting fired. Green Man, UT Bobby is on the hot seat, and especially if they have a tough start to the season. How tough is Scott? Can I see the Tennessee schedule? Sorry, Scott, I know you just threw that other graphic up. The Tennessee schedule. So if they get off to a tough start, I just don't know.
1-0.
I mean, Georgia Tech's that's losable. Texas, Auburn. If they lose to Georgia Tech and then lose to Texas and Auburn, I mean that's a disaster 2-3 start.
Yeah, but 4-2.
I'd be surprised at that.
It's still a shaky start, and then if you lose to Alabama, lose to A&M and LSU.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a path to getting fired with that schedule, sure.
7-5 is in play. I don't know if that would get him fired.
I don't know. But if he is pulling back from NIL.
I mean, they were a playoff team in 24.
Yeah.
They should be, not to pull Lance here, but I'm favored in 8 games.
They will be favored, I would imagine, over Georgia Tech. They will not be favored at home.
It is a road game, though.
It is. But when you think they're favored in that game? Home to Texas, no. Home to Auburn, yes.
Arkansas, yes. Carolina,
probably.
yes.
Carolina, yes.
Kentucky, and probably Vandy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they'll be favored over Bama or LSU at home.
Yeah.
Dixie Normus said this thing turned out a lot better than I thought it was going halfway through. I would agree with him. I do think that turned out much better.
Thank you, Dixie.
Yeah, Dixie. Dixie right on top of it.
Didn't have a ton of faith in it either.
Yeah. Game time. TBD says Ole Miss will go 9-3, and LSU should be your biggest disappointment. He's got LSU as our biggest disappointment there. Or he's got LSU as the biggest disappointment.
I mean, absolutely, if they don't make the playoffs, you can put a lot of SEC teams in biggest disappointment. just the ones that are going to have a good season but expect to be a playoff team.
Goose says, I feel like this happens a lot for Florida. This is the year we finally have the right guy hype. I guess it eventually will be right, but thus far it has not been. He is exactly right about that. Florida they've struggled hiring the right coach.
Yeah. I mean, very easily you could have Kentucky as the biggest surprise.
Could.
And that's just them winning 6 games and going to a bowl game.
Yeah, Samuel comments on that real quick.
Florida could be 3 years away.
Could be. Samuel says, I'm not huge on Kentucky being 3 years away. Stein could be great, but he's never coached a game as a head coach, and it's Kentucky. He is absolutely right. Jay Bake, I don't think the window is closed for Vandy. They may not have a stellar year this year by playing that freshman quarterback they took from Georgia, but 2 to 3 years after, they might be fairly good. So maybe they're 3 years away.
I mean, in retrospect, the more we talk about it, the more I like the list.
I kind of do too.
Okay, so quickly, which thing will we catch the most heat on in social media? Surprise firing?
Surprise firing,
Oklahoma.
yeah. But
Venables,
for
sure.
Yeah, who were you going to put there, though, that wasn't going to catch heat? I mean, if we put Tennessee there, we're going to catch heat.
Heupel's probably the closest one.
Yeah.
NIL riser probably with A&M. People are going to they're not rising. They've always had a lot of money.
They have, but there again, when have they been number one in recruiting? When they were number one in recruiting, Jim? When they paid
every single player.
Yeah.
I would imagine you're going to get some people scoffing at, Sark winning the national championship.
Yeah, but if you got to do one, it's probably either them or Georgia.
No, I would agree.
Yeah, that's true. Every single thing we post with Texas, as we did the tier one that I had you guys do back, I guess, in late April, early May, and it was just, why is everyone slobbering over Texas?
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of that in the chat. Somebody in the chat, it's too far back, I can't get to it. Somebody said, so all of a sudden Arch is not going to be the guy that just played 7-man football, right, in high school. He's just going to miraculously get over that hump. I do think Arch finished the season better last year. And outside of Julian Sayin, I am not sure, and he may be in front of Julian Sayin even in this category, a quarterback in America that's going to have better pieces around him than Arch Manning. And Arch, when you take the totality of the pieces around him, might actually be in a better situation than Julian Sayin. And I think people feel like Arch is the better of those two quarterbacks.
I would agree. Man, that's, in hindsight, good list. So much so, I enjoyed doing that. We may do it with the Big Ten tomorrow.
By May, Jim means Brooks, have it ready. We're gonna do it in the 9:30 segment.
Yep. I don't know if we need 2 more segments. I mean, 2 more teams, or just stack the ability to stick 2 teams in something.
Yeah. The rectangles are big enough. I can put them in. We can do two categories with 2 teams.
So we could have Purdue and Rutgers as worst team. We could do that.
Yeah, and then we'll say hottest seat also will be 2.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think through that in the Big Ten.
All right, so that's a little college football fun. A couple other things going on in college football. A couple of 5-star recruits this week. Earlier this week, Notre Dame picked up Albert Simeon, 5-star inside offensive lineman. And then yesterday, Ohio State gets a 5-star defensive lineman, Marcus Fakatua. Fakatua is a 6'7", 265 defensive lineman who picked Ohio State over Texas and Georgia, so he won't be in the SEC. He'll be going to play for the Buckeyes. Last week, never got to it, but North Dakota State and Sacramento State both don't have to go through the waiting period to be bowl eligible. The NCAA cabinet, Division I cabinet, made it to where North Dakota State and Sacramento State are bowl eligible in their first year at the FBS level, and that makes them playoff ready. I bring that up because there is one slot open for the group of 6, best group of 6 team, and one guy in his preseason predictions says North Dakota State will be that team.
That's our buddy Brett McMurphy made that prediction. The problem with North Dakota State is they are not going to play a ranked team all season long. They've got actually what I think will be a good, interesting game right out of the chute against my old school, the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. Now, it's at the Fargo Dome. That's a home and home. North Dakota State will be coming to Jacksonville. I think it is next year. 5:30, CBS Sports Network, Week 1. Week 1 is not amazing this year. I'm telling you, that's not a terrible Week 1 game right there based on some of the other Week 1 stuff we've got. they're not going to play a ranked team. I mean, the rest of their schedule, Jim, you stop me when you hear a team you think could make it in the top 25. There's maybe one.
They're in the Mountain West. Do they not play UNLV?
They do, and that's the maybe one, right? You think they'll be ranked at some point?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that's
the one I would argue for.
Well, when you say teams that could be in the playoffs from the group of 6, Boise State's the best team.
Right.
UNLV's the second best team. Our buddy Connor O'Gara, the OG Kickoff on our platform here, available twice a week, the Connor O'Gara Show on Friday. He thinks New Mexico is the group of 6 representative, if I remember correctly.
They play them on the road. Yeah, they play Saturday, October 24th. North Dakota
Murphy
State
has North Dakota State.
Everybody's looking at this conference, huh?
And then I say, Boise's in the Pac-12, and then these other 3 are in the Mountain West. Why have we forgotten about the American all of a sudden? That's usually where we're pulling these teams out of.
All their teams that were successful last year lost their head coach is one reason.
Yeah, but here comes Charlie Hough in Memphis.
That's right.
Memphis has a good coach again. No,
Silverfield.
Silverfield.
Boy, he takes more strays on this show than anybody I've ever seen. I mean, you could make an argument for several American teams. I think the reason people are a little bearish on the American is because, as I just said, everybody that had any success last year lost their coach to the SEC. So, you say, all right, well, I like South Florida. Well, Alex Golesh is at Auburn, and he took his quarterback with him. So who you going to campaign for? You're campaigning for Memphis for Charles Huff. That would be your team out of the American?
Yep.
Good luck. I mean, this is, to me, like one of the hardest things to do is to predict the Heisman Trophy winner in the preseason. I firmly believe predicting the group of 6 representative, it might be the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think Forrester can pull up Boise State's schedule really quick.
You don't?
But if Forrester was able to do that really quickly, I would say that Boise State, who's going to be the best team maybe in the group of 6, has a very interesting schedule now that this new Pac-12 is kicked up. Now it's going to look a lot like the Mountain West, but I'm excited about this new look Pac-12.
How close do they need to play Oregon in Eugene the first Saturday of the season? That is a CBS game, by the way. That's that is Brad and Charles Davis now.
Yeah.
The main CBS game. They're at Oregon Saturday, September 5th. How close do they need to keep that game?
I don't really think it has to. I don't think it matters.
So if they get their doors blown off by Oregon.
Yeah. There's Memphis.
That's the team you're campaigning for.
South Dakota is a really good FCS team. And then at Western Michigan, and then it's conference games. Utah State, Fresno State, Washington State, Texas State, Colorado State, Oregon State, San Diego State.
And Utah State.
And there's a flex game at the end.
Well, I've seen Utah State, so they're flexing that? Their original schedule had Utah State on there. Now, it says flex game. I'm looking at FBschedules.com.
Flex game will be a non-conference road matchup versus another Pac-12 opponent.
Wait a minute. So it doesn't count on their conference standings?
It does not. Flex game will be a non-conference road matchup versus a Pac-12 opponent.
So are they doing that to try to, last week of the year, either protect their highest-ranked team or prop up their highest-ranked team? Is that what you think they're doing there?
And probably to give a week so you don't have a rematch in the championship game.
How about
This is new to me, by the way. I didn't even know they were doing this until right now.
How about I was 1054 old when I realized they were doing this?
When they announced the schedule earlier this year, they were talking about that's actually why they're looking. They are actively looking to add just one more football playing member so they can have an even 8 conference.
Yeah, I understood that.
I didn't know they were doing the flex.
I didn't understand they had a flex game.
It's almost like a high school football deal where you have Week 10 open as a flex game where they're going to pod these guys up and match them up based off. I think it might be based off conference record. Like
it's an interesting idea. I don't hate the idea. I mean, it's outside the box for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just learning we're doing it right now.
Yeah, and flex game will be a non-conference road matchup versus another Pac-12. So it's not going to start in the conference standings.
So it sounds
matchup versus a Pac-12 opponent. So it sounds like if you played somebody at home, then you're playing them on the road.
Like they could play Utah State at home, but then actually go to Logan as well and play them, but it's a non-conference game.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that? Well, I'm making a non-conference game if you're playing a conference team.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm going to need more on this. Somebody,
Dan Wetzel. I don't know if he knows it. Yeah.
I'm not going to put him on the spot without.
I'm just saying Dan Wetzel's next. Maybe after Dan Wetzel, Brooks can have the answer on who that flex can be. That gets us to the top of the hour. Wetzel is due up next on the other side. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club.
Inverness Country Club is the place to go if you're looking for a club home in Birmingham. You can see more, iccalabama.com, iccalabama.com for everything about Inverness Country Club. What you're going to find when you go on a tour there, you're going to find a beautiful golf course, first of all, that is fun to play. Make your game better. It has mine. I will promise you that. You're going to see a beautiful clubhouse when you take the tour, and you're going to enjoy some great food there. You'll go see that tennis facility that is just nearing completion in the renovation. It's going to be world-class when it is done. You're going to see that resort-style pool with a cabana. But the one thing you're going to find in Inverness is the people. The people are absolutely fantastic. I've made so many good friends there, people I play golf with all the time now, that I didn't even know before joining Inverness Country Club. You'll see the same. Call right now Erin, our friend Erin Hilliard, and tell her you want to tour Inverness and see everything we're talking about. 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608, or iccalabama.com. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 70 years of compassionate care, 10 great locations here in central Alabama. To get more details, go online to urologycentersalabama.com. The great urologists there taking care of both men and women, as I said, for over 70 years. You can see everything they have to offer, from prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between, hormonal treatment for men and women, anything in your urological care needs, they've got it for you there. 205-930-0920 to make an appointment. And guys, early detection saves your life there with prostate health, testosterone treatment, vasectomies. They do that too. UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at jimdunaway.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest and certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
This hour always brought to you by our friends at Champy's. Champy's world-famous fried chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Great Southern cooking. It is cooked to order, brined overnight, juicy to the bone fried chicken, hand-cut chicken fingers, and the wonderful Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. Highway 119 in Alabaster for Champy's. Diana Rossini, Border Security. And while we drive on parkways and park on driveways, three things we will not talk to Dan Wetzel about.
All right. Why has he come out against any of those?
No. I'm tired of hearing about the Rossini scandal,
right?
Border security, and driveways and parkways.
Oh, you don't like that comedy sketch?
Yeah, I do not.
Dan Wetzel is with us. In Dan's America, we talk about anything. Hello, Dan. How are you?
I'm well, guys. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Are you a soccer fan? Do you watch the World Cup?
I've covered 4 World Cups, 2 men, 2 women. My daughter's played lots and lots of soccer. We just finished up a state championship loss in the title game this year in high school.
Oh, man.
So I watch a lot of soccer that way.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of women's soccer, but I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I do kind of follow it. And I did watch yesterday. That was exciting.
Yeah, it was
the PKs are just nightmare.
Yeah, very exciting.
Drama.
I'm just curious, like the atmospheres you've been in big SEC, big Ten atmospheres. These, when you involve a flag, a nation's flag, it does take on another level. I'm curious how a big time World Cup atmosphere in the games you've covered compares to a big time SEC or Big Ten night game atmosphere or something like that.
So the ones, maybe other than one Brazil home game, Brazil was hosting, and I did go see the Brazilian soccer team play in Sao Paulo. That was like a college football game for sure, because most of the games though are a little more bowl game, playoff game, Super Bowl type thing. There's some corporate regular fans, and then there's just the delirious, maybe 80% of the stadium it's split. So you have the just crazed fans, but then you don't quite get that full, like, hey man, we're in Tuscaloosa, we're in the Horseshoe, whatever it is, right? Where it's like everybody's into it. Because you'll have a split crowd. But there's no question that the passion is insane. It's bigger than Olympics and things like that, because this is a sport that they really care about. They know all the players. I try to liken it to people like and we're almost there, but Olympic basketball has gotten to where it's really getting close. Like there's real competition now. Like the final 8 teams in Paris were all probably all could have won it. The U.S. won it, but it was tight, right? They needed Curry to go off at the end to beat France, and Curry's going to be gone and Wemby isn't. So, that type of bit, like it's coming. And the Canadians are like, you can see it, right? So when you have that passion and all the players and it's a sport you care about, and those rivalries will develop, and it's not an upset. It's like, I'm still bitter that you guys beat us 12 years ago. Like, I think the next 30, 40 years of international basketball is going to get us to that level where you're like, okay, I like Wemby when he's playing for my team, but now I hate him. Or, you just know all the players on all the different teams because you follow the NBA. And I think we're almost at that. And that's what this is. And it's so the passion and the pressure is enormous. The fans, the watch parties back home are just, the visuals are incredible, right? Like Paraguay, like just the fireworks, the people crying in the streets, the whole thing was just fantastic. They won a round of 32.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they made the Sweet 16.
Right.
That's it. Right. Yeah. But the beauty of World Cup soccer, and it's what I love, it's very collegiate in that there are haves and have-nots, but there's no way to get over it, right? Brazil's got 240 million people, and they love soccer. They're gonna be really good. Paraguay does not. There's only so good you can get. So just advancing a little bit sets off the incredible pride. And then when you eventually get down to the heavyweights at the end, Argentina, Brazil, France, Italy, Germany used to be one of them, not so much England. These games are just are so great. Or a smaller country like Portugal gets a Ronaldo comes along, and you're like, okay, we got a guy. We were in this thing for a little while. It's just a super cool thing, and I've always enjoyed the World Cup. I don't think you really have to love soccer or the technical and it's far more complicated. It's far more skilled than you think when you're watching it if you don't know the sport. But I think you can just get into the understanding of like, this is everything you're watching is history. It is historic, and it matters in every village, every big city, every corner bar, every watch party park in those countries. It just means so much. It's awesome.
If you've seen Dan on our show over the years, he wrote a series of books called Epic Athletes, and one of those was about Messi. And I see it over your shoulder there. So if I ask you one thing you learned about Messi, because this teaches young kids lessons through sports, what was one thing the Messi book taught young people that read that book about overcoming obstacles or something?
Yeah, so Lionel Messi, that's to me, he and I did 11 of them. He and Serena Williams are the two best stories. Just a story. Like I did Caitlin Clark, love Caitlin Clark, but like Caitlin Clark was good at everything her whole life, and there was no adversity. Like one time she didn't make the U15 national team. That was like the big hardship in her life. Like she grew up in a nice family. Like she's a great kid. She was always good at every sport she ever did.
There was no 30 minutes of behind the music the next half hour where the band's number one. Like, now the drug and addiction starts.
No, there was no like, and then this happened. There's nothing. There's no arc. It's just like, I'm awesome. And it's like, okay, like good for you. Love her, all that. Not wishing ill on anyone, but the best Messi thing is he was insanely talented with his feet, and he was small though. He had a medical condition, and they called him the flea, and he would play in front of his house in the street in Rosario, Argentina, and there'd be like 30 kids out in the street, and he could like just dribble through them even at like 4 or 5 years old. And these are all like, this is the sport. Like, so he's almost like that, like Rucker Park legend, like the guy with the hand, like they're the old End One mixtape kind of guy. Right. But he was so talented, but he had this medical condition and he needed medicine and procedures, or he was probably only going to grow to like, I can't remember now. So I'm going to be a little off, but like 5 feet or something, like too small to really be a great soccer player. Like he's small, but he needed to get to like 5'7" or something like that. And he needed these treatments, but they didn't have the money. And the club he was with in Argentina didn't have the money. And so when he was 13, he and his dad flew to Barcelona to play for to join the tryout for the academy at Barcelona, which is obviously one of the wealthiest and greatest and clubs of all time. So imagine a little league kid who is growing up poor, and he's got one shot, and they go up to Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
And he's got to deliver, right? And it's not just like you're going to get cut. It's like, you may never become Lionel Messi. This to me is like the most pressurized tryout of all time. So he's out on the field and he's playing with they put him out with their youth academy team. And they rarely take kids outside of Spain because there's a lot of cost, and there's, you're going to have to house them. There's all this stuff. And he's torching these kids a little bit. And a couple of the directors that had at the academy that had found him and scouted him. And again, he's 13. They liked him, but the head guy, like the general manager or whatever, you're waiting for the general manager to come out. And this guy, I guess, is a gruff, difficult guy. And he comes out of the building, and they're on the other side of the field. So he's got to kind of walk all the way down one end of the field, down through behind the goal, and then over to where all the scouts are. And they see him. So you could imagine it's like George Steinbrenner or something like just some kind of gruff guy. And he starts walking, and he's watching Messi. Now, the whole walk takes like 5 minutes, right? Or something like that. And he just walks up to the group, and they're all kind of nervous because they had to convince him to do this thing. And he just walks up and he's like, sign him. And they took his dad to lunch, and they put it on literally on a napkin at the restaurant. And that's how he started his Barcelona career as an academy player. And by 17, he's with the main team. And obviously he's, arguably the greatest player of all time. But he got the treatment. He got the medical treatments to grow. And he ended up, I don't know whether he's 5'6", 5'7", but big enough to become Lionel Messi. But had he not gotten that, we don't know what would have happened.
The Epic Athletes line of books, great for kids to read. Tom Brady, Serena Williams, Caitlin Clark, Alex Morgan, Lionel Messi, as Dan was just describing there. So they're good for your kids to read about some of those sports heroes. At Dan Wetzel on social media, you can find more about that. At Dan Wetzel, he's a national columnist, ESPN. They also do the college football pod there. He and Reese and Pete and the entire crew there. I want to ask you a college sports story. You make your home in the beautiful state of Michigan, so this one is close to home for you, quite literally. This whole deal with Tom Izzo and Michigan State, where he does this impromptu news conference after the AD leaves and the president leaves, and he's like, I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I'll talk about it one day. What can you describe to us the mess that Michigan State is, apparently, if the face of Michigan State University is basically saying the alums have to stand up and fix this or we're never going to be the same?
Yeah, it's a lot of so yeah, it's mainly campus politics. It's really weird to me with college athletics, and I'm not totally, I can't tell you what Auburn and Alabama have had, but these the ADs move around a lot, and they haven't necessarily at Alabama and Auburn, but the presidents move around all the time. Like, these presidents take jobs for like 2.5 years, and then they move on to another job. They're worse than the coaches. They're constantly trying to move up the ladder. And so,
yeah, I'll give you a great example just real quick. Alabama's president was Stuart Bell. He retired, right, Dunaway? Like, everybody was like, this guy retired. Congrats. Great. Hey, go enjoy those late years of your life. And like 30 seconds later, he's the president of Florida now. And it's like, well, I just thought that I thought he retired.
I want my rocking chair back.
Nobody goes and stays at a school for not nobody, but a lot of them don't go to a school and just say, okay, I'm going to be the Michigan State president. I'm going to be the Alabama president. Auburn, like, that's a great job. They get paid well, like, and I'm going to try to build this university up, not just sports, but just the whole thing. But the presidents are constantly on the move. The ADs are constantly. Now, the thing they have in the state of Michigan, they have a weird system, as I understand. I think there's only 2 other states that do this. And when I first moved to Michigan, I couldn't believe this. I went in on election day. The general public elects the entire board of regents for these schools, for Michigan State, and a school called Wayne State, the 3 of the public schools. And so any person can make a vote. And it's not just like sometimes there's like a couple spots, but the rest are picked by the governor or they're picked by whatever. But generally these are all politicians who get the job. And politicians are politicians. So are they the best people to run a university? But even worse, I remember I moved to Michigan, and I think I was like 6 months later, it was election day. So I went to vote, or a year later, and I'm like, how would I know who the heck should run Michigan State University? Like, I have no idea who these people are. I don't even know what the issues are. I didn't go there. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, this is not,
that's right.
I can have this guy should be governor. This woman should be the senator, whatever. I barely could get that. I don't really know that. I can't even vote on Heisman really well. So what am I going to do with this? And because of that, they elect a lot of like, it's not great who gets elected. And I think that's what he was really complaining about, is some of these regents that are basically politicians, and they run to be the regent at at Michigan State University, ran off the president that Izzo liked. And Izzo's like, we need to have and some of these people don't even go to the school. So it's like, we need to fix that. I think that's what he was getting at. Tom loves complaining. He's good at it. He's really good at winning games too. He's usually complaining about something he's correct about. But the idea that he's holding his tongue is always kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like, I shouldn't talk about this, but I'll now hold a press conference.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting ready for a college football season down here as you are in the rest of the country. Watching this off season, and it seems like I say this every year now, every off season seems to be the most dramatic changing time era of college football the last 4 or 5 years. I've said that every off season. How close do you think we are to finally dialing this in and getting it right? Or do you think this is going to continue to be until I'm in the grave of every off season is going to be nothing but chaos and change in college football?
I think chaos usually wins. I do think this, and I think the NCAA, they just passed this like 5-5 rule, and there's a little bit of momentum. I really feel like if we could get eligibility under control, it would really help cause what I think bothers people. For most of what bothers them, maybe like 70% of the chaos. If we could just say, look, you have 5 years to play college sports from when you're 18 or 19. Like, you got to play between 18 and 23, and you can transfer, but you can transfer once, and then you can do it again if you graduate, or so. Just a couple really basic things. And I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but there has to be a compromise. Everyone can't just be absolutes on this. I think if you get rid of we just signed a 25-year-old point guard from the Albanian Professional League in the middle of February. Like, that's where I think people are just like, what is going on? Or every year there's a bidding war on kids, or we have to give another year of eligibility because some judge said we should, or there's some sob story. Like, I go to like high school sports, you have 4 years to play. And if something bad happens, and it's heartbreaking, someone hurts their knee in the beginning of their senior year, they lose their senior year, or their sophomore year, they moved, or their dad was sick and they couldn't play. Like, it stinks, but that's how it is, because you graduate and you can't just have 19, 20-year-olds hanging around, because there's a crop of freshmen who deserve to play or get into it. And we just need to be hardcore on this. And the NCAA got a lot of heat for being heartless back in the day, and they started all these waivers, and these schools would wage campaigns against the mean old NCAA that wouldn't let this poor kid whose mother has cancer and this and that. But we have to get back to where you have about 5 years to play. There's some limitations. And again, I don't agree with all of it, but I think if we could get that, I think a lot of it we would be able to put aside. Conference realignment to me was always a bigger, in the general scope, a bigger upsetting of things. It killed rivalries. You lose rivalry games, tradition. The Pac-12 got blown up for a while, or even this year, you don't have like Notre Dame's not playing USC, or Oklahoma's not playing Oklahoma State, or some of these games that you really enjoyed are gone because of conference realignment. That will probably continue, but I just feel like there's a little more focus on eligibility. And if they could get that right through Congress, a small bill that's easy to pass, that I think most people would agree as a compromise, we could go a long way to getting it. But I don't know how they control spending. I don't know how they deal. How do you keep raising 40, then 50, then 70 million, then 8? Like at some point, the boosters are going to get tapped out, and maybe we find our level on how much people want to spend. I think chaos will continue. But if I was college sports, I would focus on eligibility.
All right, he is Dan Wetzel, ESPN at Dan Wetzel on social media, College Game Day Pod as well. They do great college football talk year-round on the College Game Day Pod. Later on this week, he'll be cracking open a Anheuser-Busch product and firing up the grill. Am I correct on that, Dan?
Pretty solid. You get good Kalshi odds on that, or bad ones. That's going to happen. That's
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Pretty
Happy
solid.
250th.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's only one time in life you turn 250, so enjoy it while you can.
That's right. There you go.
Thank you, Dan. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take care. That is Dan Wetzel, ESPN, with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
I don't think any of you are old enough to be around for 200. I was here for 200.
I was born on 200, so 1976.
Yeah.
That was a year of my birth. My parents used to call me a bicentennial baby.
Yeah.
Didn't realize what that was, but apparently everyone that was born the year I was born got that label, the old bicentennial baby.
Apparently Randy Brown was a firecracker.
I guess so, Jim.
Tyler and I most likely to say tricentennial.
I am not, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know if I live to be 100. Could I mean, I would not be most likely, but
I mean, how many people who fluctuate weight and sleep 5 hours a night make it to 110?
110's that's a long road. But listen,
it's a tough call for
modern
me.
Modern
5
medicine. 5
hours
of sleep will get you.
Yeah. Well, that's about what I knock out, about 5 hours.
Same
I've always
here.
been that way.
Modern medicine's better than it's ever been.
It is, and I'm going to try. My goal would be to still be doing this at 110. So,
God, what will college
Are we
football
gonna get
look
a
like
robot,
then,
Jim?
Yeah.
My gosh, this at 110.
I will. Can you imagine? Can you imagine 50-year-older Brooks, me at 8:33, saying, "Hey, Forrester Brooks, this is what I want to do."
Build a new hologram.
In the show.
Yeah. In the back room, they'll say, "Don't worry, he's going to forget. He's 110. He won't even remember he asked you to do this."
You're right, though. I need 16 SEC logos, or by that time, I need 32 SEC logos, holograms, and I need to move the holograms here, right here.
And it needs to go.
Yeah. Need that sound. Always need that. Always need the old Fox swishing sound. A wonderful sign of the times, Wisconsin gets one of our sponsors on their jerseys. Our wonderful friends at Culver's is going to be the jersey patch on Wisconsin athletics, football, basketball, and hockey. So the great taste of Culver's, they're from Wisconsin, that has spread all over the country, and you love it here locally.
It's a terrific product.
Is going to be on Wisconsin's jersey. So congratulations to Culver's. They're already on the basketball court.
Right.
And I think the field as well. So now they're doubling down with jersey patches as well, the great folks at Culver's.
It's first of all, it's a really good product. We are very big fans of Culver's up here. But I think that's a good-looking – we talk all the time, when you see the logo, like this one that LSU has, people are going to have to Google that one. Much like the field logo that
Google it.
The field logo Alabama had last year, the Build Submarines or Build Big, whatever it was. No, what was it? Was it Build Brooks? Build Big Alabama?
Alabama builds.
Or
it had giants in it.
Yeah.
It was like Building Giants.
Building Giants. That was it. Building Giants. And it was about building submarines. Again, I watched all the Alabama games. Probably was not the best advertiser because I couldn't even remember the name of it. Like, I'm just saying.
You're telling me you're not in the market for a submarine
I am
right
not.
now?
Well, they're trying to get people to go into that industry. I get it, but I am not buying a submarine to answer your question. The patch is going to be, like, I always look at the Braves when I bring that up all the time. They're sponsored by Quikrete, right? That one stands out. But there again, I don't buy much concrete mix. I'm not going to be super brand loyal on that one. I'm not going to be like, Quikrete, they're better than, whatever the other Crete is that's out there. That Culver's one, that thing jumps out. I look at it, I know what it is right away.
Build Giants Alabama is actually what was on the field. Build Giants Alabama. And it was a partnership with the U.S. Navy to partner to build the maritime workforce through Build Giants Alabama initiative.
And they're counting on you to Google that, right? And most people will. I mean, people are going to look at the field and say, why does it say Build Giants Alabama? They Google that, and that's what they get. You're better off, though, if you don't have to Google. And a lot of people know what Culver's is. And when you watch Wisconsin, you're going to see that on there. It's going to pop. I thought it looked pretty good. That's a great great partnership for them because they're from Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
So one of the big complaints I've seen online today is that it's not color graded to match the uniform.
But you're not
the
going to
fact
have
that it's blue and it's a red and white
so
school.
I did a quick little Photoshop to see what it would look like color graded. Does that?
I do kind of like that. It doesn't stand out as much though.
Yeah,
that was my point. Like, I guess like if Alabama did a Mercedes logo, which is what everyone has thrown out or something like that, they would probably just do.
It's going to be simple.
It'll be white
or black
or black
crimson.
if it's on the white uniform.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or they could make it crimson to match their numbers.
Yeah. No, if on the white one, it would be black. And if it was on the crimson one, it'd be white.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's the way you go right there.
Because that's what most teams have done with the jersey patch so far is make it color grade it to match.
No, you wouldn't do that if you're Culver's because, first of all, that's not my color. My color is blue. And second of all, the one you show me does not pop near as much as the actual one.
The Tyson, Tyson doesn't have to be a specific color in my head, but I picture it having some yellow in it, and that's not an Arkansas color. What's the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Love's Truck Stop. That's
Truck
not even their
yellow.
Yeah, that's not even their color scheme at all. Yeah, if I am a corporation, I'm keeping my color scheme. You want my money, you're getting my color scheme too.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna change it to match your uniform.
That's part of yellow wood at Auburn when they put that on the field. I mean, it needs to be yellow. And that's not part of Auburn. I mean, I don't have a problem. I understood, and I thought about that when I saw it, and yours does look good, but it looks good because it blends in.
That's right.
That's the last thing you want to do
That's right.
as a sponsor is to blend in. You're not in the camouflage business. A lot of sponsors here. Show being brought to you by our friends at johnstonrvcenter.com.
I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find Johnston RV Center, and they have got a ton of RVs for you to go see America in, including fifth wheels, which are really popular right now. But if you're not in the market for a fifth wheel, how about more than 300 other types of RVs on their lots? So you could go everything from the toy haulers all the way up to the motorhome. They've got one for every single price range. They've got plenty to choose from. So go see American and RV from Johnston RV Center. See more I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and always online, where you can see more about RV Warranty Forever's lifetime warranty on anything that is new or qualifying pre-owned. JohnstonRVCenter.com.
From AL.com, and this is Alabama on Instagram. Pretty crazy that the weekend celebration of America 250 is going to include Independence, Indy, the Auburn Bald Eagle, making a trip up to Philadelphia, and will be up there on July 4th for the celebration where it all started 250 years ago. The problem I had with the story is that Independence, Indy, not flying up there with her own wings, obviously. She's going to be transported up there. According to the story, this is Alabama and AL.com, Indy is flying coach on Delta Airlines in its cage, taking up 2 seats with 2 handlers, will fly on July the 3rd. So if you're flying Delta to Philadelphia, there's a chance you'll be sitting a row behind or a row in front of a bald eagle in a cage flying coach to Philadelphia.
Do they get snacks?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Small rats. I don't know.
I don't know. It's not normally what they serve the passengers.
Delta usually serves Biscoff
cookies.
I wonder
cookies.
if Independence likes Biscoff cookies.
Yeah. Do you like them? They're messy, man. They get everywhere.
I do like a Biscoff cookie, but they just crumble too easy.
Yep, I agree.
Like the Nature Valley bars.
They're a mess.
This is part of the show where Forrester usually says, "Jim, that part of the story was not true. That was AI."
Well, if it's on AI,
I have not been able to debunk this one.
Yeah, according to I read that they're flying up coach and taking up 2 seats.
Auburn fans love their traditions, understandably. They love Tiger Walk. They love Rolling Toomer's Corner. Scott, to me, and I can only speak for me, best thing Auburn does is the Eagle flight.
It is the Eagle.
Yep, that's
absolutely.
That's the one that stands out the most. A lot of other places Auburn might have been first, but a lot of other places now line the streets and let their players walk through.
I would argue that the Eagle flight is maybe the most unique thing in college football.
I agree. I don't know anybody else that's ever done it. So
unique and good doesn't necessarily, or greatest doesn't necessarily mean the same thing.
But in this case, they do.
So this isn't good?
No, in this case, they do.
It's not good.
It's the best thing Auburn does is the Eagle Flight of all their traditions.
I think Auburn does a lot of things good.
Are you minimizing
I think they educate great Americans well.
Yeah, I'm not talking about education, Jim. I'm talking about athletics.
They do. Auburn does a lot of things good.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better than rolling the trees.
I agree completely.
I've never been a fan of that.
Well, I'm not a fan or opposed to it.
How do you dislike Toomer's Corner?
He went to Auburn. He gets to pick that.
I know, but how do you dislike that?
Well, I mean, I like the lemonade.
There's not another tradition like that. There are.
Well, just like you said, just because it's unique doesn't mean it's great.
Yeah, I think the rolling of Toomer's Corner is better than the Eagle Flight.
Oh, no chance. No chance.
As a guy who has seen the Eagle Flight, it feels like 100 times now.
I don't even know how you make that argument. I've rolled a tree before.
Well,
I've done both, and the Eagle Flight is still
the Eagle Flight
I'll
is
give you an
amazing.
example. The guy that used to jump over the fountains on New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
right?
the Red Bull thing.
Yeah.
After the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
He never crashed.
Nope.
It was the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
He jumped over it. Or
and it got
Evel
old quick.
Knievel a lot of times jumped over, and it wasn't that big a deal. It was a big deal when he started to crash. If the eagle ever flew away and didn't come back, or
it doesn't though. That's what's amazing.
Like if it hurt something or crashed in. I know it hit the window one time, but he was okay and kept going. It's just so predictable. They're going to let him out of the cage. He's going to fly around.
Awesome.
And he's going to land. It's great, but Toomer's Corner is better.
Okay. No. You get to feel that way. I disagree
rolling
with
a
you.
tree less predictable than an eagle flying.
The toilet paper is going to go up.
Yeah.
It's going to,
and it's going to stay there. A little 2010 flashback for you. In fact, I would put Eagle third of the Auburn experiences.
Oh my
Behind
third?
Tiger Walk?
Tiger Walk.
Jim, it's literally people standing on a street while people walk between them.
I love Tiger Walk.
As a guy who goes to the games, that on Alabama weekend when it's Auburn, Alabama at Jordan-Hare Stadium, Tiger Walk is better than the Eagle Fly.
Everybody does a walk. Every single school does.
Everybody does a walk.
They do.
At every level of football.
None of them
are interesting.
None of them do it like that scene in Auburn when Alabama is there. The Alabama one has grown a lot over the years in Tuscaloosa. The Grove one was a quick copycat of what Auburn did. A big game at Tennessee, that's magical when they walk down the streets. But that tight little path that they have to take down to go inside Jordan-Hare Stadium when Alabama's in town and Auburn's got a chance. They don't always have a chance, but when Auburn's got a chance and Alabama's in town and they're walking down through there and there's barely enough path for a human to get in, some of the iconic moments in college football, or after you've won and you've already trashed the hedges and got on the field and celebrated, and then you go up to Toomer's Corner and people are rolling that thing all night long up there for days, and it looks like a blizzard has blown through. I mean, that 90-second flight, predictable flight out of the cage down to the center of the field just to have lunch.
Predictable. Training
predictable.
a bald eagle to fly in a pattern and then land in a specific
predictable.
spot.
It's predictable. Anybody can do that. Yeah. Nobody does it.
No, it's great. It's third.
I think it's a better representation of Auburn in general.
I agree with you, Tyler.
Because if you look at all the other programs they do, the Vaporwave dogs that keep everybody safe during football games all across the nation that sniff out bombs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes.
That's another Auburn-centric program.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a quick mock-up of what it might look like on the airplane there.
Yep.
I mean, how would you like that?
Technically, it's taking up 2 seats from what I saw.
Yep.
I asked it to make it take up 2 seats. That's what I got.
Yeah.
It's taking up 2 seats.
How'd you like to fly next to that?
I would imagine there's a little odor to it as well, which is why I was waiting for you to debunk the story that. But other than private jet, I don't know how else you get it there. You can't put it underneath.
Do they
lay
bathe?
some newspaper down?
Do they bathe it? How does a bird get clean? A bird bath normally.
You and your curiosity about bathroom and restroom type situations.
I just asked if they bathed the eagle because you said it would have an odor to it. You said it would have an odor to it.
Well,
I just wonder if they bathed it.
Birds are going to poop.
Well, I'm aware of that.
And it's a 4-hour flight to Philly.
Probably
to
smells.
bathe a bald eagle, simply provide a large, shallow, and secure tub of clean water.
See,
Eagles are
self-bathers
and will hop in voluntarily to submerge their heads, wings, and tails.
Probably had a bath more recently than some of the passengers on the plane, honestly. So
our friends at Hemphill bringing you the show. Trash coming up on the other side. Before you tell us about Hemphill, reminder, tomorrow's show, we've got a specialty show 4 to 6 tomorrow at Walk-Ons as we benefit Folds of Honor. We've told you about this several times last week, and we'll tell you again. Thanks to our friends at Bud Light and Budweiser, we celebrate 250 years of America, and we help out the fine folks at Folds of Honor, Alabama. That QR code you see on your screen if you're watching our video here, you can use that to make a donation anytime to Folds of Honor. We got Budweiser, Bud Light specials all day happening on Wednesday at Walk-Ons, Highway 280, Tattersall Park. For our Wednesday specialty show, we'll be out there 4 to 6. Looking forward to that with our friends at Folds of Honor. Come have a cocktail with us and celebrate 250 years of America. A lot of years of service for our friends at Hemphill as well.
They've been doing it a long time. If it doesn't flow right, drain right, or work right, Hemphill Services, the people you go to. Listen, the hot weather is here and your air conditioner units are under stress. Make sure they're working properly and make sure they stay working properly with our friends from Hemphill Services. And God forbid, one of them breaks and you're going to know it. You walk in that house and it's about 7 million degrees in your house. Like, uh-oh, I've got a air conditioner unit out. You know who you call? 229-2090, Hemphill Services. 229-2090. They'll get right out there and get you back up and running as quick as possible. Hemphill Services. They've been doing it for more than 50 years in Birmingham. 229-2090. It's Hemphill Services.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777. Or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champy'schicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954, That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final segment of the show today. We missed one commercial break because of a technical problem, which is how we have the open going at 11:41 there. As we get to trash here in a moment, I will tell you part of the show today being brought to you by our friends at Champy's. They bring you the last hour of the show every day. Champy's Chicken. You can go have a wonderful lunch there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. That includes the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the hand-cut chicken fingers, the breast and thighs and legs, bone-in fried chicken that the South is known for. Sterling brines it overnight, cooks it to order, piping hot, juicy to the bone when it comes out. In-house made sides, in-house made desserts. It is delicious. It's Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. One thing that may have gone under the radar a little bit in the college football world, but the folks that govern the FCS have said that when we get back to the spring, FCS teams can have joint practices.
Oh, we used to talk about this idea for spring games, where Georgia would play Boise State in a spring game, just to pick two random teams, and the TV money would help Boise State because they need money. They would almost be like a guarantee game for them.
Now, this is just practices.
I know,
it's not their spring game.
But it might lead to
practices.
that. It might lead to that. This is really in the NFL, when they do the preseason games, the better stuff is in the practices that lead up to those. So when the Buccaneers and the Eagles have a preseason game, they've practiced all week in Tampa, and they have the fights, and they have, the actual players playing. You get to the preseason game, and that's more exhibition-ish.
And this is at the FCS level, but that is the hope is that, okay, if we can do this at the FCS level, if this is working, maybe we can eventually get to what Brown is talking about with the FBS and have some shared spring games, or at least some spring practices, if coaches want that. But the reason for this, obviously, in the spring is so many kids have hit the portal at the FCS level specifically to go fill the rosters up on the FBS. This could help them get some meaningful practice.
It's interesting, though. College football is slowly adopting some of these NFL ideas. The NCAA recently made the change where basically colleges will have OTAs through the summer.
Yeah.
But they're just slowly adopting some of these things from the NFL.
Yeah, bigger topic for another time on that I want to save for later this week to talk about that. But it's an interesting time that some of the things we used to dream of 20 years ago for college football is starting to happen. Trash is ahead. Michelson Laser Vision, before we hit that, tell us about Michelson.
969-8100. That is the number for Michelson Laser Vision, 969-8100. Michelson Laser Vision, the place to go to get that fighter pilot vision Lance Taylor now has. He was nearly legally blind and got LASIK surgery for Michelson Laser Vision. Now has fighter pilot vision. Doctors Mark and Jennifer Michelson. That is a father-daughter team that are spectacular at what they do. Pioneers in the field. People come from all over to learn from them. People come from all over to have LASIK surgery with Michelson Laser Vision. You can as well. 969-8100. To get an appointment, our friend Amy will answer the call. When you make that phone call at 969-8100, tell her you want Lance Taylor's fighter pilot vision. Or you could see more, MichelsonLaserVision.com.
It's hard. I mean, we had just finished building our dream home, my wife and I. You could walk out our home and look at the Golden Dome. We tore down an apartment complex to build this beautiful home.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, especially on this Independence Day weekend. Great historic American company, Anheuser-Busch, our friends at Bud Light. The Windy City will play host to this year's Hallmark NFL Cinematic Collaboration. Now, I did not know that we had an annual Hallmark NFL Cinematic Collaboration.
Yeah, there was a Chiefs love story, and I believe they did a Bills love story last year.
All right. I would love for the Bills to keep missing the Super Bowl. That would be my Bills love story. The Chicago Bears are partnering with the league, Hallmark Media, and Skydance Sports on production of a holiday touchdown, a Bears love story, the team announced Thursday. Bears coach Ben Johnson and tight end Colston Loveland delivered the news on social media. Production will kick off this summer and film entirely at locations in and around Chicago. The cast will be announced at a later date. The Bears will be the third NFL team, had I pre-read trash, I would know this, in as many years to be featured in a Hallmark Christmas movie. Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills are in the spotlight in 24 and 25 respectively. It's fitting for Chicago, who host rival Green Bay Packers on Christmas Day this season. It could be a critical Week 16 game.
I mean, isn't this just football's version of Fever Pitch?
Fever Pitch.
With Fallon and
Never seen Fever Pitch.
And Drew?
Fever Pitch is...
It's a 2005 American romantic comedy drama film directed by the Farrelly brothers, Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon. It's a Boston couple dating. He's a big Red Sox family season ticket holder.
And they do a lot of on location in Fenway Park.
They do a lot of on locations in Boston, in Fenway Park at real games. And ironically, the year they were shooting it was the year the Red Sox ended up winning the World Series. And when they're celebrating on the field in St. Louis, they actually have the film crew there running out, and they have Fallon and Drew Barrymore running onto the field to celebrate with the team.
Oh, does the big kiss happen when the Sox win?
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yep. And fireworks are going off.
By the way, very quickly in the chat room, a lot of people saying, what would have happened if the Patriots had been the team that had the Hallmark love story this season?
Yeah, that one's not a Hallmark love story.
Not
That's
at all.
more of a HBO After Hours.
Cinemax.
Yeah.
Rich Shoe Diaries.
Yeah.
Hey, doctors have debunked a viral Nature's Ozempic, air quotes on Nature's Ozempic, gelatin trend people are using. A homemade gelatin drink being promoted on social media as a cheap alternative to prescription weight loss drugs like Ozempic has been widely debunked by doctors and fact checkers.
Yeah. I've seen the apple vinegar concoctions have been around for a long, long time. Baking soda addition to this, it seems like you're getting to a scary neighborhood.
I kind of agree with you. A tablespoon of unflavored gelatin powder, hot water, splash of cranberry or pomegranate juice, and followers claim it melts belly fat and mimics the effects of the GLP-1 medications. According to ABC News, the drink works only through physical volume. The gelatin expands in the stomach, creating a temporary feeling of fullness that may reduce snacking for 30 to 60 minutes. So basically, essentially, unless I read this wrong, you're just pouring the unmixed Jell-O into your stomach, and it mixes within your stomach and creates Jell-O. Is that essentially what's going on here?
It seems like it, yes.
Yeah. There's no clinical evidence that actually burns fat. Any weight loss is simply the result of eating less overall, not any metabolic effect from the gelatin itself. Bariatric surgeons have labeled the comparison to Ozempic as misleading. Unlike gelatin, Ozempic targets GLP-1 hormones to regulate blood sugar and directly affect appetite signals in the brain. The trend has been used to run scams, too. Snopes formally debunked a version of this story in April of 2026 after AI-generated and manipulated videos falsely showed celebrities and health figures endorsing specific gelatin products to funnel users toward dubious settlements.
That's right. It's a secret in Hollywood that nobody wants you to know.
That's
what
right.
that is.
Just click here and you'll find out more.
Just a ton of Jell-O.
Where do I mix it in a bowl? Nope, in your stomach. That's what you're going to do with that.
How do you get the little oranges and pineapple slices in the middle of it? I used to hate that at school. You guys are too young to understand this, but school lunches at school, I liked Jell-O, but for some reason in my school, in elementary school, the Jell-O had fruit in it. and it was the kind of fruit that used to be, we called it cocktail fruit. It was in a can, fruit cocktail, and you'd open it up, and it'd be like,
I like those peaches.
Really bad grapes, really bad pineapples, really bad strawberries.
I remember that.
Little bit, and it would be in the Jell-O. It just it was bad fruits, and it screwed up good Jell-O. Just didn't make sense.
And by the time I was in high school, they would do that big pan of Jell-O, and they would just section it off, and they just plopped one right on your tray.
We didn't have Jell-O. I was in school during the whole healthy lunch thing, which basically means you get the same food, just a lot less of it.
Smaller portions.
Yeah, 4 chicken nuggets for you.
Could you buy 2 lunches? I used to buy 2 lunches often. Will they let you do that?
I would have to some days because I was playing soccer year
Yeah,
round.
if it was a good lunch, like pizza day or chicken sandwich day or whatever, I'd buy 2 lunches.
Yeah, we almost had the same meal all five days. There was a square pizza day. I think it was Wednesday was either chili or soup.
Yep.
You chose that one.
Yep.
One day was hamburgers. One day was chicken fingers.
We would have steak nuggets randomly. Did y'all ever have steak nuggets?
The steak nuggets are awful.
Yeah, it was like little pieces of country fried steak, basically.
And one day was meatloaf. Those were the 5 we had.
You know,
and the steak nuggets were made out of the same meat that were made the previous day.
Probably. Oh boy, they were chewy, man. It took forever to chew.
Mystery meat nuggets.
Moose knuckles.
It was.
I guess we did not have as many chickens back when I was a kid because we never had grilled chicken.
We had
it seemed
chicken
like grilled
nuggets,
chicken would have been a good choice.
Yeah.
We had hamburger day. I guess we did have a chicken sandwich day too.
Did you have a salad bar? There was a salad
eventually,
bar.
But when you got old enough to be able to go to the salad bar, which was high school,
right?
You had a salad bar.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have instilled that habit of going to the salad bar a lot earlier than high school.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a cleanliness thing.
And then eventually, well, every teacher didn't want to have to, go with their 5th grade class to do every kid's salad.
Yeah, and most of the teachers ate the salad bar, so they didn't want the kids sneezing, like
That's
you
exactly
said.
what I was getting at.
Exactly.
I was doing the salad bar in
I know.
3rd grade.
Eventually, we got a choice to where you could have whatever the meal was that day or hamburger.
Yeah, we did that too at Saks. Cheeseburger was every single day they had cheeseburgers.
And so eventually we got to hamburger fries, or you could have whatever the meal was.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you guys ever have Crispitos?
Yes, actually.
The fried taquitos
I'd forgotten
with
about
chili
those.
on top?
Yeah. Well, we didn't have chili
not.
on top.
We did not.
There was some sort of mix in ours. I don't know what I was eating, actually.
But now that you bring it up, I do remember we did have taco days.
Yeah, we had tacos.
This was before Taco Tuesdays. It wasn't on Tuesdays.
Yeah, before LeBron
It would be
invented
very
Taco
easy
Tuesday.
now to do Taco Tuesdays.
We had regular taco salad.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
like
We would have
tacos.
tacos and randomly a few days later, taco salad.
Yeah.
So what was left over, make it a salad. 2 people were shot with a BB gun in downtown Los Angeles Saturday morning around the time of the city's 19th annual Naked Bike Ride.
Now, I've been in Austin for the Naked Bike Ride.
Yeah.
Where is this?
This is Los
LA?
Angeles, yeah. A lot of blurring on this video.
Yep. I was surprised. It was a night ride in Austin, and it was younger people than you thought it would be.
Really?
Actually, better in shape looking people on the Naked Bike Ride than when I was at a couple of clothing optional beaches in the Caribbean. Those are not good naked people in the Caribbean.
Yeah, no one surprised me.
Athletic people on the bikes, ironically.
Yeah, they're probably in better shape riding
Better
their
shape,
bike.
yeah. I don't understand naked butt on the bike seats.
that seems bad.
It's bad enough with shorts on. I can't imagine the plastic enema that is happening.
That's going to be a no for me. 2 adult males were shot and treated for lacerations at the scene. That's according to LAPD.
Oh, there was a shooting?
That's what I just said. BB gun. Police were dispatched around 11 a.m. to the corner of Temple and Alameda. The bike ride began at 10 near that intersection and was set to end around noon, according to the event schedule. It is not confirmed whether the victims were participating in the Naked Bike Ride or not.
Yeah, this guy, I assume, was just pissed off that people were riding around their bikes naked.
You know, there's no quote from this guy. We don't have like any sort of motive behind this, except maybe the guy was just crazy, man.
Yeah, well, it could be that I don't appreciate people riding through my neighborhood naked.
Maybe that's it. This year's event, by the way, held 2 7- and 9-mile bike rides. That's a long way to go, bare butt on bike seat.
Yeah.
Nudity is not required, though cyclists were encouraged to ride as bare as you dare, according to the event's website.
Yeah, I had the same thought Jim did. Just like
bike seat.
Bike seats are already uncomfortable. Sitting on it with no clothes would be extremely uncomfortable.
Yep. Do we have video on the last story, or is it just photos on the rats? Because I can't imagine.
Yeah, I've got picture.
Okay. This is horrifying.
Crazy.
Mutant rats have been found in sewers under major cities in the United States. Researchers find that they have more resilience to rat poison. I thought it was a real picture. I didn't know you would have.
Ninja rap. It says Ninja Rap is born.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. You're looking at Master Splinter.
If you happen to find a mouse, rat, or something unexpected in your house, you might panic and not think about what's the best way to deal with it. However, when you're out and about in public, things are taken out of your hands somewhat, right? Most cities have professional rat catchers and animal control personnel who will lay traps in hot spots as well as other deterrents. However, they don't always work out. In major cities here in the U.S., researchers have found that some mutated rats have become resistant to rat poison, and they're hiding in the sewers.
They're doing shots of it.
We'll show them.
Yeah.
That is, according to findings from Rutgers University, which were highlighted by the Daily Mail. They found out that the vast majority of smaller house mice and larger brown rats, which are found in New York, New Jersey, and D.C., have become resilient to rat poison.
It's the rat version of Jägermeister. Those guys are down there like, you won't do it.
Researchers have studied nearly 300 house mice and brown rats, finding that close to 70% of them carried additional genetic mutations in their VKORC1 gene. That is the gene that has been found to affect how well the poison is effective. So in other words, when I saw the thing mutant rats, I thought there was going to be rats that were like bigger and had wings or something. Basically, the story is these rats just aren't impacted by rat poison anymore.
Right. They've genetically mutated to be resistant to it.
Yeah.
And this will keep happening unless we either come up with stronger and stronger poisons or just change tactics altogether.
So basically, we can no longer kill the rats. Is what
Same way with the viruses when you keep taking antibiotics.
Yeah.
And that's why I went with Master Splinter here.
Gotcha.
Because this is endgame.
That is Trash Today, brought to you today by our friends at Odie's, Brownie.
Odie's is the place to go. Tomorrow night is Wednesday night, so they'll have trivia back out there at the Edgewood location, or excuse me, at the Crestline Village location, the OG right there in Mountain Brook, but they also have the Edgewood location. Great place there in Homewood to go get lunch, or if you're in Mountain Brook as well, to get lunch, from Rodney's Cheeseburgers to the wings to that south of the border roll up, and my favorite, the Diablo sandwich, all right there at Odie's. The Big Cup cocktail set Odie's apart as well. Odie's Tavern, two great locations, Edgewood and Homewood, and also Crestline Village there in Mountain Brook.
Forster, if you can pull up the World Cup bracket again for us. I think you had that yesterday. Do you have it today? Nope. Give it to me just somewhere. Oh, it wasn't you, Forster. It was TV3 that had it. It was SportsCenter that had it on.
SportsCenter, could y'all pull that up, please?
Well, that's how good Forster is at the graphic game.
I know.
Can you punch it up over here? I just want to see it. Talk to me about what's the best scenario for the Americans. Where are the underdogs I need to be cheering for today? Do I want Ivory Coast to beat Norway, or are they on our side of the bracket?
Let's see. I'm going through the bracket right now.
I know we're cheering for Sweden against France.
So the winner of Ivory Coast and Norway will play against Brazil.
That's on the other side of the bracket then. That's the opposite of us, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Forster has the updated version here. Mexico, Ecuador's on the other side, but France and Sweden are on our side, correct? Yep. Is that up top? Yep. Up top, the winner plays Paraguay. So we're cheering for a Sweden upset today. Knock out another big dog on our side of the bracket.
So we want Sweden, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I'm pulling for all upsets.
Yeah, so Paraguay and Sweden, and we get the winner of that one.
Yeah, we've already knocked out. I'm not worried.
We get the winner of Belgium and Senegal.
Yeah, Belgium and Senegal. So we want Senegal.
I'm just saying all the way through, though, Brian.
All the way through.
To get to the championship. So we've already knocked out Germany. If we lose France, I'm not worried about Canada. We've lost the Netherlands.
Morocco is dangerous.
Yeah, Lance has been big on Morocco.
Yeah, or maybe the Canadians can take them.
I find it weird that Morocco's abbreviation is MAR, but you spell it MOR. It's weird to me.
We would take a Croatia upset of Portugal, right? We'd take that.
Yeah, it gets Ronaldo out.
Yeah.
I don't think Ronaldo's a factor.
Okay.
Yep.
It does get him out, though.
Man, Austria knock out Spain, that would be huge, right?
Yeah, I would rather not go against Spain. Lamine Yamal is one of the best up-and-comers in the game right now.
So even if Portugal and Spain survive, then we can cheer for Portugal because that would be, in your eyes, the lesser of the two.
I think so this year. I think that would be a lesser matchup.
So you see what I'm doing? I'm scoreboard
I
watching.
got you right now.
I'm trying to get
Yep.
it's like the NCAA tournament. We want all the good teams except us to lose.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do all this, and Bosnia is going to surprise us and beat us.
And Herzegovina.
Forster's shaking his head, yes.
Oh, don't do that.
Anytime you start looking at the brackets ahead.
That's right. That's what happens. You got to play it one game at a time.
That game's tomorrow night, right? Prime time?
Yep, tomorrow night at 7.
At 7 o'clock on main Fox. Mexico-Ecuador, main game today, 8 o'clock on Fox. All the games on Fox. The French game with Sweden is in the middle of the day. Mexico-Ecuador tonight. That's our show. We're back with you tomorrow live at 9 a.m., normal show, and then a specialty show between 4 and 6. And come join us at Walk-Ons as we benefit the Folds of Honor. That show tomorrow at the Highway 280 119 Tattersall Park edition of Walk-Ons, that location. And we'll be out there with our friends at Budweiser, Bud Light, Adams Beverage, and we'll have $2 bottles and $3 drafts all day long. Not even at 4 to 6, but all day long. Go by there and get the great deals that helped out Folds of Honor, Alabama, with the next round tomorrow at Walk-Ons Highway 280. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.